Your ritual!
Yeah. Hey, do me a favor. Check out Lowbrow Saints Tattoo Collective. 3456 Minnehaha Avenue, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Contact availability via Instagram.com/lowbrow saints. And don't forget, on Saturdays, they do walk-ins. Endless flash to choose from. Custom welcome. 3456 Minnehaha Avenue. Lowbrow Saints Tattoo Collective. Hit them up for some fantastic tattoo work. If you're looking for some pointy guitars, you know, my fellas are right down the street here at the Shred Den, Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., Saturday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., 9100 85th Avenue, Suite 100, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, 763-350-2191, 763-350-2191, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, or www.theshredden.net. They got fancy guitars and all kinds of, people teaching stuff and fixing stuff down there, and very cool. And don't forget, if you're in a band, I believe you can sign your stuff over there too. I know he's got some T-shirts and people putting their flyers and such. There are no spots to hand flyers out or stick flyers up anymore. It's just bullshit. I do want to say thank you to the guys from Shotdown for last week's podcast. I also want to say, if you haven't, like and subscribe. We're 3 away as of like a few hours ago, 3 away from 700 and 300 away from 1K. It only took me, 13 years to get that far anyway. So, hey, that's what it is. Underground music. Nobody gives a shit, right? Anyway, here we go. Narwhal Design Solutions. If you're looking to get some design work done, Justin Boney at Narwhal Design Solutions. Facebook, Instagram, the World Wide Web on Narwhal Design Solutions. Justin Boney at gmail.com. He's done artwork for so many bands and so many, beer companies and, hemp drink companies and all that shit. Very cool guy, does great work. And if you're looking for some design stuff, tell him we sent you, and we'd appreciate it very much. Today we've got the guys from Kalopsya. Hopefully you guys are enjoying yourself. Hopefully this is working, because we just had a total meltdown. Well, I had a total meltdown right before we started, because again, if you're in any sort of content creation, right before your show goes live, do not update anything, because all of a sudden I hit start and it went blink, blink. And the guys were like, hey, that sound doesn't ever have anything good go with it. Yeah. And it's the truth, man. Holy smokes. Hopefully this is coming through. If anybody's having issues, let me know, and I'll just stop it and start it again, and we'll record this. So if anybody's having sort of any issues, let me know. Thank you for tuning in. How's it going, guys? Welcome.
It's going well.
It's going great.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for showing up. I hope this thing works for us. It looks like we had 10 views at one particular point, and it looks like we're still working here for the most part.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
I got it pulled up.
All right, sweet. Yeah, well, so at least it's moving along shortly. Again, the guys from Kalopsya. This first tune that we heard was "Breath of God," right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm still a little frazzled.
That was the original name.
Fucking Porky Pig, dude. That's what it was right there. And that's off the Servant of the Void. Is that album EP?
EP. Yeah.
Okay, sweet. How many songs are on that EP?
4.
Nice. And we got 3 of them here today, right?
Yep.
So where are you guys located? Where are you guys from? Like originally, are you guys from the Twin Cities or outside the Twin Cities?
Greg,
or?
I absolutely hate to do this,
Yeah.
but I feel obligated. We have had so many struggles with our name ever since we started as a band.
Yeah.
It is Kalopsya so often. It is Kalopsya.
Really?
And
Kalopsya.
we've actually gone to
okay.
the extent now that we're starting to make some merch that has like the Minnesota Ope in the middle of
okay.
it.
Gotcha.
Just to help really sell the point
Okay.
that we're a Minnesota
We've
band. It's
also-
Kalopsya.
We've also considered just being Kalopsya.
we have.
I looked
embracing
I
it.
figured that's what it was, and when I looked up the name of it, it seemed like it would be something. It's kind of like a morbid. I don't know what did they say? Something dark and beautiful, kind of like that.
Yeah, like it's like looking at it through rose-colored glasses.
Yeah.
Like seeing things for more beautiful than what they are.
Yeah. Which makes sense, you know.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
yeah.
metal in essence, right there.
Metal
You know
as
what I mean?
fuck.
We also
Really?
spelled it wrong too.
I mean, that
that's-
was intentional because it was started taken.
Yeah.
Some boomers on the East Coast.
So you're gonna throw some umlauts above it and shit?
That's come up too.
I brought that up not too long ago.
Then we gotta redo all the merch and all the branding. We'll just correct people. It's fine.
Eric from Fragged Out said like elope, Kalopsya.
Yeah,
That's right,
Our
Fonte.
go-to.
They're too nice to say it. Well, I appreciate you, dude. I butcher everybody's shit on here. It's just
We
the
are
way
not
it is,
worried
man.
about it.
We're pretty used to it, but
Yeah.
it felt like the right time to be like, hey, since there may be people hearing this, just in case you're curious in the future, it's an ope.
All right, sweet. Well, at least we got that. We got that.
Minnesota A.
We like to hit them with the Kalopsya later. That's
Yeah.
a good way to. That's a good way to
There you
remember
go.
it. Yeah.
Why don't we go around the table and tell me who you are and what you do in the band?
Go ahead, Sawyer. You start it.
I'm Sawyer. I play lead guitar in the band.
Nice. Welcome.
PD here. I am the rhythm guitarist.
Nice. Careful, that'll flip over.
I'm Bennett. I'm the drummer.
Nice.
I'm Will. I'm the bass player.
I'm Sam, and I try to do vocals.
Nice. Good job too, by the way, man. Very, very cool stuff, man. You know, like I said, I kind of said it in the description of the YouTube. I've seen you guys on so many flyers recently. Like it's one of those things that when people's band name comes into the orbit, like I'm like, who the fuck is this? Where did they come from? And I think I've seen you play with more people that have been on the show, and I'm like, why am I? You know, I think a few people have mentioned you guys. Yeah, they're cool guys. You should hit them up. You know,
Yeah,
so
right on.
I'm glad that it worked out and we got together here, man. It's,
Who are those people? I want to give them a kiss. They sound like cutie pies.
So where are you guys? To get back, like where are you guys like centrally located for this band? Where do you hail out of? You know what I mean?
We hail out of St. Peter is where we practice. We're all from different areas. PD and I are from Mankato. Sawyer's from Waseca. Bennett's from the cities. Will's from the cities, but we practice in St. Peter
Oh,
at
nice.
PD's house.
Yeah,
Yep.
nice.
Yep. So that's where we're located, I guess. Yeah.
Do you hook up with what is that cat down there that does at the brewery place? He's come up on here, Pavlenko. Bob.
Bob, yeah, Bob of Filthy Cryptid
Yeah.
events, yeah.
We haven't played any Filthy Cryptid shows. There's honestly not. Unfortunately, seems like there's a struggle in the Mankato area to get a venue that can, I don't know,
Have
want
shows.
to do
Yeah.
shows. So many venues in Mankato have been shut down over the last.
Yeah,
several
is the
years.
Oleander still around? I mean,
Nope. No.
The Oli is, but the What's Up not.
Yeah.
yeah.
The
The
Oli's
What's
a
Up
bu-
was the club itself, and
Yeah.
that got closed down. What about 2-3 years ago now?
Maybe more, like 4
Yeah,
or
maybe you're right.
5.
or just not enough people coming around to it. Or what?
I mean, they had some of that issue, but some shithead went in there, stuffed a bunch of paper towels into the sink and toilet, and then flooded it. And it just like it was not beneficial enough to do all that construction to get it back into club shape. So they're just
Yeah.
like, we're just going to convert it into an apartment since we're going to have to rip everything up anyway.
Damn.
Yeah, it sucks, especially that being like our hometown,
Sure.
not being able to, growing up, him and I mean, not together, but like we both have been to the What's Up so many times to see bands that we love there. And then they used to have Buster's, which shut down. That was like a cool bar with a big stage. Then
They had a couple of big bands too. They had like Saliva and Seven Dust, I think, came through there once, and
Bone Thugs.
Bone Thugs and Harmony. That's
Hell yeah.
That's pretty dope.
I'm pretty sure it was 0 original members. Oh. I think like the closest relation was like one of the dudes was like the cousin.
His name's Wishbone and shit. I'm Wishy Bone, man. Busy Bone's my cousin.
Wishy and busy.
Well, you never know. Who knows?
I'd say there's a good chance.
Oh, fucking A, what do you know? So how long have you guys been a band actually? Like what is the timeline for you guys? What
I'll let one of you guys field that.
Yep.
yeah, honestly, I think Sawyer's got the timeline and has had the best.
Okay, so I joined the band in the fall of 2019. PD, our former bass player, and our former drummer were like trying to put something together. They had played in a band previously, and they're like, "Oh, maybe we'll start playing again." And so they like put out a post on the like local Mankato Facebook musicians page, and I hit them up. And then COVID happened. So, we didn't get together for it's like the first half of like 2020.
Yeah, that's about right.
And then we spent like a couple years looking for a vocalist because like we had, drums, bass, and both guitars. And then we spent a couple of years looking for a vocalist. And our buddy Andy came and tried out, and he was in the band for a while, but he ended up not having the like time to, do a band with all the other stuff he was doing. Yeah. And then what was it? Was it 22 or 23 when we finally found Sam?
22, I think. Yeah.
So we found Sam, recorded our first EP.
He was with us for a month and had to immediately start recording.
Yeah. My audition was hear our tracks, write lyrics to them.
Yeah.
Welcome to the band. We've been waiting to do this. Hurry up.
Yeah. And
now, how was that? How was that for you? To come
terrifying.
You were ready.
I was terrified.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, it was like I had been in bands, but nothing like. It felt like every band I'd been in, it was not very serious.
Yeah.
There's always a couple guys that take it serious, and the rest are just like, we just want to jam. So that was really like the extent of my like music background. I mean, I've always like when I was younger, learning how to scream. It's just something I wanted to do. So I learned how to scream 7 years before I was in a band, really.
Yeah.
And so I mean, it just getting the tracks from them, being like, your audition is going to be like showing us that you can like write and perform it, and I was like, holy fuck. I was hoping to just do like an As I Lay Dying cover or something. But I mean, for what it was, it went well. Looking back, I'm not, I think every musician looks back on the first few things they write and go like, damn, that sucks. But I still have that feeling. I can't even listen to our first EP, to be honest. But yeah, it was good, kind of like thrown into the fire, kind of same with Bennett.
Well, I kind of want to I always like to go since we'll segue to that from that point, because you kind of tapped on that, on the history of what's going on. I always like to get the history of where people are coming from as a young person. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was mom and dad listening to? What were your brothers and sisters listening to? What were people in your neighborhood, people that were close to you? Like, what turned you on to the heavy shit? Like, what because just being in a room with my mom was into Earth, Wind, and Fire and Teddy Pendergrass and shit. Yeah. So I heard like all this old, man, like my mom snapping fingers in her nightgown, So go ahead, go around and tell me what you were listening to as kids and shit.
Sure.
You want me to start?
Yeah, let's just keep doing it that way.
So my dad listened to a lot of like classic rock. Pink Floyd was a big one. So like I heard a lot of classic rock growing up, and then. Like my first gateway, or like the first like band I got super into was System of a Down in like freshman year of high school, and like seeing live videos of them on early YouTube, I was like, that looks awesome, and so I bought a bass.
So that was kind of your gateway to that type of music, was seeing the videos on YouTube. Yeah, that's amazing. That's been coming up quite a bit, for a long time. Like. Just capturing the visual part of it, I mean, it was MTV when I was a kid before it went to fucking Road Rules, 24/7. You know what I'm saying? But then it's like it still makes me, it warms my heart to think that people are still watching videos and getting inspired by this shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
Because like watching that, and then like a couple or like two of my friends in high school were also into System of a Down. One of them was in marching band and had a drum set, and the other had a guitar. And it's like, well, let's start a band.
Sure.
And so I think I played in a couple of different bands in high school playing bass.
Yeah. Fuck, now you could be in 27 bands if you wanted to, if you picked up the bass, dude. It's ridiculous.
Drummer is the real one that's hard to find.
For sure, man. It's ridiculous these days how there's a handful of bands and very talented technical bands out there right now looking for guitar players and fucking drummers and bass players, and it's a tough one out there.
They keep me and Bennett locked up in the basement.
Yeah.
They're not allowed to see the sunlight.
That's good, dude. You don't
We
want
buy good treats for him, though.
We do help him load. We help him load in, so we got to spoil him a little bit.
Yeah.
Please stay.
That does help. I know that's for sure. So bass was your first go-to, and then like when did you start transitioning? You're like, I want to be cool and like.
So I
play a cool
actually I borrowed our drummer's drum set over a summer and taught myself to play drums. I think that was like between sophomore and junior year of high school. And then my dad had like a really cheap Squire Bullet Strat that I started picking up like junior, senior year of high school, and then I got my first like nice guitar as a high school graduation present.
Hell yeah.
Nice. And that's the start.
Yep.
And it moves on from there.
Yep.
And you just start creating music and worshiping the devil. And
I went to college.
Step one.
I went to college and I joined a death metal band I had no business being in.
Yeah.
The other guitarist in that band, did you ever see the band Etheric?
Yes.
So I played in a band with Stu in the
wow.
band he was in before Etheric.
R.I.P. to Stu.
Yeah.
Yeah, good dude, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So
And that
like
dude was super talented.
best musician I've ever played with.
Yeah. Super talented.
So yeah, I played with them for 3 or 4 years. He taught me a lot of things on guitar.
Oh, that's a hell of a teacher right there.
Yeah.
At least a mentor in some way, in
Yeah.
shape or form. Yeah. That's awesome. How about you, sir?
Sir, Jesus. All right. Well, it starts with my mom, I guess. She was all like 80s rock and that kind of stuff. So like a lot of Poison, Skid Row, Motley Crue, all that kind of stuff.
The good stuff.
And so like radio was a lot of that stuff growing up. And then she took me to my first concert, which was a lot of those bands. It was Poison, Skid Row, Quiet Riot, and Vince Neil was doing Motley Crue songs. He was touring solo at the time. Mm-hmm. And it definitely planted the seed, but that wasn't like the moment that like set everything in motion by any means. I would say that was a couple of years later. Still, like now, I like it. This is cool music. Awesome. I get shown VH1 and MTV and all that kind of stuff. And that was right around the time they were doing that. Like, I love the 70s. I love the 80s. I love the 90s, all that shit. And so I watched that shit religiously. So I got to watch the evolution of rock through those years. And of course, it eventually lands on Metallica. And I'm just like, oh, fuck yeah! Metallica rule. So like then I decide I'm going to try to get a guitar. One, because it's cool. Two, I want pussy. And I'm 15 years old and I'm thinking it's going to get me there. It didn't. But I tried and didn't really take it that seriously for, I mean, hell, probably until this band started, really. Like he said, I did another band, but like it was kind of us fucking around. We played some live shows and all that, but we didn't take it all that seriously, in my opinion. And then, much like he got under Stu, I have now had to tutor under him and become an actual guitarist because like my skills were just lacking in so many ways. But I finally started to take it seriously because I wanted to do music again, and the stuff he was making was super cool, and I wanted to be a part of that.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna, I couldn't do it with my lack of skills that I had before. So I just started to knuckle down more and start to learn how to sweep and do all these silly things that we like to do.
So how'd you feel, watching him do this virtually the same thing you had to do? I mean,
I feel very proud.
yeah, I mean that's a huge thing to catch an inspiration from the cat that's in the band with you. You know what I mean? That's very cool shit.
I feel very fortunate, man. I mean, we've gotten the compliment a lot that we stand out in this music scene, and that's because of Sawyer. Like it stood out immediately when he started showing us stuff that it's exactly what we all needed, and certainly something that was lacking in the music scene in general. And it just like screamed at our 2004 metalcore loves all around the room here. So like it was such an easy thing for us all, I think, to glom onto. I know I felt that way at the time.
Absolutely, I did
I
too.
mean, who doesn't like guitar solos? I love guitar
solos. How do you not feel
solos.
inspired by a guy who's just coming into your basement and just starts ripping solos? Like, it's going to get you off your ass, I think.
But again, it goes back to your 80s roots, though, because
True, yeah.
because there was a gang of years that were like, they were just chugging through everything.
That's
there was
right,
no tasty licks in there.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? But then it goes like, I think to the Pink Floyd you're talking about. You think of those tasty solos in there, and just speed them up. It's just like,
You pick a couple of different notes, but like the attitude's there.
yeah, for sure, man. Gilmore, just that smoothness of Gilmore, man.
I mean, Time is one of my favorite guitar solos of all time, and that's not like a ripper by any means, but it's still a great
tasty,
solo.
dude, so tasty. Absolutely. How about you, man?
So I've always loved music, but I never really like found the passion for it until like high school when I saw like some of my friends, they covered Enter Sandman by Metallica. and that just like opened my eyes to like metal. And then I really started like locking in on drum set, and then COVID hit, so I had nothing to do but play video games and learn drum set. So COVID like was the best time for me to really like lock in and develop those skills that I have now.
Yeah, but
And
playing these speeds too, man, that is not an easy task to
Yeah.
just, you know what I mean, to jump
Bennett
into.
rips.
That's
Thank
only
you.
that's only a couple years, man, to be able to jump into some shit like that. That's
Yep.
that's hunkering down pretty fucking
yeah,
good, man.
I really did.
But what a perfect time to do it, though. Holy shit.
And being in the band has really helped me grow like a ton, because I like have to keep up with these guys. I have to perform well to crowds. Like,
Yeah.
I just hold myself accountable
Right.
a lot.
Yeah, that's stay away from the drugs and alcohol. That's all I say, man. I think about it because I come from the '80s, so it's like that was a thing. You know what I'm saying? It was like being a rock star before even being able to play. Look at Nikki Sixx, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys were all about the party aspect and not so much about the
music.
Yeah, the
you watch a
talent.
lot of
Fake
their
it till
live
you make it,
videos,
man.
and they're
If you've ever heard any of my music, it shows. Yeah. Same type of shit. So were you feeling like you were growing fast?
Yeah, it was like exponential.
Yeah. How
From-
many hours a day you think you were practicing when you started out?
Probably like 2 to 3 hours,
Yeah.
maybe 4, 5 times a week.
Yeah. Is that just like putting shit on that you love to listen to and trying to
Yep.
emulate it and go
It
with
wasn't great at first,
Yeah.
obviously, but like it was exponential, like my growth.
it? Now how
very
about
happy
how about timing? Because that's something when you're starting out, like any musician, finding the timing and being the drummer, you're like the key timekeeper. You know what I'm saying? So how was that like finding your timing at that point?
Honestly, it was pretty easy because
Curse you! You know what I mean? Lying ass! You liar, man!
Well,
I got you.
luckily, I joined drumline in like 9th or 10th grade.
Gotcha.
So I was a snare player,
Gotcha.
and like for snare, every snare player has to be like sounding like one.
Hell yeah.
So you have to lock in with each other.
Yep.
And so that
So you already
really
had
helped
all
me.
of that. Yeah,
Yeah.
you already had all of that for sure. That's
timing
awesome.
was there
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, and then locking it in to be able. See, I always wondered how you guys are able to separate your limbs to be you know what I mean? Like, as I gotten older, I noticed that the hi hat hand and the ride hand is like. There's a count there that your foot catches in there sometimes.
Yeah,
right?
yep.
It somehow goes in there.
Yep.
I don't know how it works, but sometimes I can make a beat to do, you know what I mean? Like, I could do it. You know,
It's like an octopus where like each
Yeah.
limb
Yeah.
has a brain.
Yeah.
It's weird.
dude. And then you see what is that? What's that? Espitario?
Oh,
whatever
that
the
guy
fuck
is
it
insane.
Where he's like, he's looking at the camera,
Yeah.
smoking a joint, drinking a cup of coffee, and then he's counting. Tick, 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 tick. 2, and then his foot's doing this, and then 3, fucking nose
guy
is doing
pisses
other.
me
yeah, Nose is doing a lot of
It's
other stuff.
ridiculous, man.
Yeah, that guy's an alien.
Yeah, so ridiculous. One-handed.
He's doing blast beats like one-handed.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
See him playing the snare and the hi-hat with one drumstick. It's
Wild.
blasting. Dude's awesome, man.
Yeah,
Dude's
he's
awesome.
fucking sweet.
Oh yeah.
But
Now,
also fuck
like,
him.
so like when you were starting your drum, like in the fast aspect of heavy stuff, what were some of your bands that like kind of pushed you to the next level as far as speed? What was that? What was that like?
I was stuck on Metallica for a while. That's like how I learned the basics of like metal drumming.
Yeah.
And then I like dove headfirst into like the heaviest shit. Like my next bands were like Infant Annihilator, like deathcore.
Right.
What else? There's
Suffocation.
Like Suffocation, Cannibal Corpse. This is like weird how it was like thrash and then just deathcore.
That's
death
how,
metal.
dude. That's how it goes, though, man. I honestly, that really is when you get the bug for that speed. And I was just talking to a friend who did not play death metal at all, and he's like more of a new metal bass player. And we were talking about Acid Bath, and I'm a huge Acid Bath fan, and he was like, I don't really get it, I'm not really a fan of it, Started playing with a death metal band, and his grandson played an Acid Bath song for me, came back like a month later and said, dude, I heard this acid bath tune and I don't know which one it is, but it was fucking badass. And I go, you know why you understood it is because you're playing death metal now. It's because your mind's hearing those fast riffs. You know what I mean? Because just the way acid bath is jumbled together in there, it is very similar to death metal riffs. You know what I mean? They're jamming a lot in there to get that groove in there. You know? And he's like, maybe that's the thing. I'm like, oh, that's the fucking.
I think once you understand how hard it is to play, you have more of a respect for it, so you can kind of go deeper. And be like, you know, you can't. If someone who doesn't listen to metal, you can't just start them on Cannibal Corpse.
Right.
You know? Like,
I mean, you can, but they're gonna make a face at you.
They're gonna, and it's not gonna be a good stank face. It's gonna be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But that's how I just feel like that's how metal goes. It's like literally like a drug. You can't start someone on meth. You gotta start. You gotta start them on weed.
There's some fucking freaks out there. You know what I mean?
And then just the other thing is like, the thing I love about drumming is it's just like really therapeutic for me. Especially like the faster you get, the more stress you relieve. And
I can imagine. It's probably like, you know, you're cross training, dude. You know what I'm saying? That is like you're beating the living shit out of everything. You
and
know?
COVID sucked, so that was a great outlet for me to.
I mean, honestly, man, you can't deny that music, when you're in a band and you're playing heavy stuff, I've always considered it like a purge, man. If you've had a horrible day, a horrible week, you know what I mean? Like you purge those tunes out, and all of a sudden you're, hey, man, I feel great.
That was
you can walk in just
Yesterday.
That was me yesterday. I was in the worst mood ever, and then it's so hard to be in a bad mood after you play the set. You know?
When you're wailing, man, you're focusing all that nasty energy right the fuck out of your body, man. Whether it's through your limbs, your fingertips, or you're just letting it rip. You know, it's a must. I know that my wife has said many times, you know, like when I stop playing, she's like, "Man, you need to find something." You know,
you're a cranky asshole now.
It's true. You know, I've done this many times before too. Like I stopped hitting my heavy bag because I was doing it when I started to get angry, and you start putting like anger behind emotion, right? So say I get pissed off in the middle of a store, I can't just, you know, my anger's coming from here. That's what I know is this is the way to get it out. So I had to stop doing that. I had to like hit the bag when I was in the calmest state I could possibly be. You know what I mean? So I don't just lose it. You know? What I mean?
That's not your like go-to when you're in that mind state.
But music has never been that way. Music has always been the reliever of everything. No matter you're in heartbreak, you're in anything. Like even relating with a sad song, one moment you're just like, oh, okay, I'm done. You know, you purge it out. It's awesome like that, man. Hell yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
How about you, man? What were you listening to as a kid? What was going around in the house? What sparked your heavy interest?
Growing up, I was actually listening to a lot of hip hop and rap.
Nice. What kind of stuff?
50 Cent, Eminem,
Nice.
Nelly. My dad was always listening to rock like Ozzy and Pantera and Metallica, but that was always my dad's music. It wasn't until like middle school and stuff where I started to listen to Metallica, and it really wasn't until after high school when I discovered Motorhead that my love of metal and rock and all that really took off.
Yeah.
And then you know, I was always super shy growing up. Like the thought of playing in front of somebody would just freeze me up. So it wasn't until late 20s that I actually picked up a bass. That was probably 4 years ago.
Sure.
And it's been a pretty rapid progression since. But you know, I just, you know, once I got over the initial fear, it was like, I want to play with people better than me so I can be better. And then, you know, all different kinds of music until finally I landed on a band that was in the metal scene, my last band, before I gracefully joined these guys, you know. I actually met these guys while I was in that band. I think it was your second show.
Yeah.
What band's that?
I was in Ecphasis.
Oh, nice.
Local band. We put out an EP and an album while I was in it, but then September, October, you guys, Jared announced he was?
Yeah, last year.
Yeah, and he announced he was, you know, they were looking to get a new bass player, and coincidentally around that time I left that band.
Yeah.
And, you know, I already knew these guys, I already loved these guys, so it was like, that ain't gonna be an issue. It's just you know, stepping into his giant shoes. And I think it was January when we officially announced I joined. And you know, at that point, it was all about they were releasing the new album or EP, Servant of the Void, and I was like, well, I better step up because these guys are doing cool stuff with this, you know.
Oh yeah.
Can't let them down, and yeah, no, we've just been rocking ever since, you know. And
So let me ask you this, man. How many shows did you play before you were like, I'm kind of getting comfortable with this? Because I know when you have, you know, being shy and breaking that, you know, that feeling, man, is really fucking difficult. I know a lot of musicians will ask, you know, like what can you do? You know, what do you do up there to kind of break that and shake it? I've always just said, be in the music. Like, you don't pretend like you're not even in the room. You know what I mean? Like, play your instrument so hard that it doesn't matter who's staring at you. You know what I'm saying? But how did it break for you?
for me, it was the second show I had played with Exorcist. It was at the Boondocks Bash with Ruin, and these guys were there as well. And it was, you know,
You've done a few of those, right?
Yeah,
You've done a few of those,
I think
right?
they've done 6 or 7, maybe 8.
yeah.
Okay.
I thought of it immediately. too,
Yeah, of course it did. Yeah, it was like the fear, you know, I found out was like, I'm going to mess up and everyone's going to be like, you know, turn their heads and be like, oh, but it's like, once I realized, you know, I slip up and it's like, nobody knows, nobody really cares except me. It's like,
Yeah.
and it was like halfway through that second show, I was just like, you know what, screw it, you know, just have fun. They're all having fun watching me, and why I should have fun. I'm up here, you know.
Yeah.
Like this, and since
You
then,
worked so hard to get there, man.
Exactly.
You know? I can't even tell you how many musicians I've seen, you know, come and go for just the silliest reasons, man. And then years will go by and they'll go, oh man, I should have never quit fucking playing. It's like, yeah, you're a very talented person. You can't let that fright scare you away from it, man. If it's there and you're, you know, you find an instrument that you want to play and you have the ability to take the time to learn the fucking thing, just, it don't even matter how old you are, just go for it, man. It's so important. I think, you know, breaking out of yourself in certain ways, you know, I've always said music is kind of like that Rubik's Cube. Like you'll find different sides of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's such a puzzle, music, and you get the right people around you and you're piecing things together and they're going, it doesn't work that way. And you're just going, and then all of a sudden you make this beautiful thing, you know? And again, when you're up there and you look out and you go, I have no reason to be afraid. Like, these people are having a good time. And that's what it's fucking all about. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like,
yeah, no,
that's the real deal.
you know, and like when I'm on stage, I'm always like, in the back of my mind, it's like, you know, these people, you know, they're paying money they worked hard for. They're spending time out of their lives to come out and watch us.
Yeah.
And, you know, if they buy merch or whatever, that's even more reason of just give them everything I got.
Yeah,
you know, like,
for sure.
this is nothing but good vibes and a good time up
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Let's do it.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, it really does. I mean, like I said, it's therapeutic, man. And again, if you're thinking about trying it, man, do it. It's well worth it, man. No matter what you put into it. You know, if you love to just play covers or pick something up and just learn something from, you know, somebody that you really enjoy, you don't have to jump in a band right away, but it'll call you.
Yeah, you just got to do it. It's immersion therapy.
Yeah.
You just
Oh,
got
yeah,
to do
sure.
it.
Just gotta dive off the diving board and just go right in. Man.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
How about you, man?
Well, growing up, my dad was kind of into metal. He listened to a lot of Metallica and Pantera, Slayer, stuff like that. And then I got a completely opposite side from my mom, which was great too. I feel like I've listened to like every kind of music there is, and I've gone through phases of like every type of music.
Yeah.
My mom listened to like Elton John, Journey, just like, yeah, I mean, those were her main too. Like, I still love Elton John. I just like listening to Elton John. I just like, it reminds me of my mom too.
Yeah.
So it's like, but then I get a little older, and I would say pretty early on, I found like heavier music, or what I thought was heavier music, probably around 4th grade, 3rd grade. I had a buddy who had older neighbors, and I'd always go over to his house, and we'd go to the older neighbor's house. We're like 8. and these like 13, 14-year-olds are like playing poker in the basement. And they're like, you know, playing Korn and System of a Down.
Smoking cigars.
Yeah,
and shit.
right.
Come on, kid.
We're just down there like, holy these are the coolest guys I've ever met. But I remember asking one of them, like, could I borrow that like System of a Down CD? And I think it was Toxicity. And he was like, sure. And what's funny is it was my buddy's neighbor, but my buddy's neighbor hated him but liked me. So he was like, yeah, you can take the System of a Down
Hey,
CD.
but don't bring Billy over with
don't
you.
give it to Trey. He's not allowed to use it. But that night we like snuck up. We were kind of rebellious at a young age. We used to like sneak out in like 3rd grade and like shoot slingshots at people's houses. But no, we snuck out and
Tyrant, dude. Tyrant.
we went out and took his mom's keys to her car. We didn't drive it, but we went in there and they had like a longer driveway and we just put in the System of a Down CD and we just listened to it front to back, just like sitting in her car. So then that was like the first time I was like, man, this shit's awesome.
That was one of those bands too. Even I was like more advanced and into it, and like American Head Charge was touring with them, so we got to like meet those guys and shit.
Oh, that's fucking.
But I remember listening to those first couple System of Down albums, like really, really in tune with them. Like,
me too.
Wow, these guys really had something different, man. It was cool, man. Really cool. It sucks that people collide in bands like that, and they're like, we're too cool. We don't want to do any more shit together.
I also think we've talked about it before, but I actually think it's maybe a good thing because sometimes I mean, I wouldn't want to quit if I was a successful band, but I sometimes do think successful bands kind of overstay their welcome sometimes.
Sure. And they definitely did
and
not.
they didn't.
Yeah,
they left you wanting more, and they're pretty much. I like pretty much every album they released except for maybe Steal This album. I wasn't a huge fan of that one, but the rest were so, I mean, big parts of my childhood.
Yeah.
And then I went, after listening to that, I was like, I'm going through my dad's like black booklet of CDs. I'm just going to pick whatever I want out of there. And I'm going to bring it with my CD player to school, listen to it on the bus, listen to it at recess. And
you were deep diving.
I was
that
deep
shit.
diving. First CD I took, Kid Rock.
Which one?
The one with like the middle finger on the album, and that's why I took it.
Yeah.
I was like,
Obviously.
this is obviously the most badass shit ever.
Right.
But and then it was Beastie Boys. I took a Beastie Boys CD, and my buddy and I used to 4th grade go into like the slide at recess and share like headphones like these and like you know, tilt one to the other. We're just listening to like Brass Monkey and all that shit. And then
I wore 2 of those tapes out. Dude. I wore
that
that shit
Funky
out.
Monkey.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite albums ever.
I
Man, when it came
fucking
out.
loved it too. Paul Revere was one of my favorites of theirs. And then as I got older, it was
Dude,
just
did you ever notice in the background when he's telling the story, Ad Rock's just going,
yes, yeah. It's so much background, like
So killer, dude.
it's so great. And then as I got older, it was like more kind of following that kind of like maybe new metal would be the way to put it, like Limp Bizkit and shit like that. And you know, then my family and I moved to Arizona when I was in 6th grade. I was a bit of a loner in Arizona, but I like discovered Eminem.
Yeah.
And I was just like full in on Eminem and like, I don't know.
I think everybody was.
Yeah.
Man.
Anything that felt like alternative to me, I really liked. Like I really got into My Chemical Romance down there before they were like big. I went through a big like pop punk and kind of emo phase, Hawthorne Heights, stuff like that. And then, you know, as I got older, it progressed into like listening to more like kind of metalcore where it was like still kind of emo pop punk metalcore. And then I discovered Parkway Drive when I was like graduating high school.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, this is the shit I like. And then it just got heavier and heavier. And I'm still like progressing. Like I have a hard time. I still listen to stuff I listened to back then. Like that's my main stuff. Like I'll go back.
You will always be stuck there.
Yeah. As They Lay Dying, Parkway Drive, All That Remains. Like all of that early metalcore. Kill Switch is a big one for me too. A huge one. Bullet. But now it's like I'm kind of really starting to be fascinated with deathcore.
Yeah.
So I've been like trying to get my pig squeals in order.
Sure.
But
I mean, that's the genre to like dive into as a vocalist.
for sure. Yeah. And my range has changed a lot. And I think that has to do with I obviously just wanting to get better, but like seeing what some of these guys can do now, it's like you kind of have to have.
Dude, some of these
You have
chicks,
to have,
man. Some of
and
these
the chicks too.
Holy
You have to have
shit.
this range, like maybe in the early 2000s, like when it was new, like, you know, Winston from Parkway, he's kind of a two-dimensional screamer. He doesn't have that much of a range, but his mids are awesome. He can kind of do lows and has like somewhat highs, but you just see like the Alex Terribles and the Will Ramos and like all these guys that are just putting everyone to shame. It's like, damn, I gotta put in some work. Even playing locally, you're just like, holy shit. Like we played with Giant's Knife, and just watching Kyle like sing beautifully and have like awesome harsh vocals, kind of left that show being like, and this was only a few months ago, and I was just like,
Have you seen
I need to like practice.
Have you seen Intrinsic yet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we played with them.
Dude,
Yeah.
that fucking cat, Dallas is always just blowing
Dallas
me
is-
away.
Dallas is
Every
the
time
man,
I've seen
yeah.
him, I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing?
They're
man?
so good. Yeah.
He's got such a strong, like, singing voice, and then
Yep.
just
Yeah.
goes into it.
It's
I'm
crazy.
Holy balls, dude.
Yeah. They
You
were
got-
on that same show.
You
That
got a
Giants
ton of
Knife
people
show.
in the chat talking shit in here, and they said, Will, best bassist in the scene currently, in my opinion.
Oh,
let me see
shit,
here.
Tyler King.
Tyler
Tyler
says,
King, our boy.
I had
Oh,
fun.
Tyler, what's up, buddy?
What's up, Tyler?
Hell yeah.
I had fun watching you on stage, Will. You're killing it, dude. Tyler, come back with the pray hands in there. Echoes on the fallen. Echoes of the fallen in the house. Let me
Love
see
the
here.
Echoes boys. They're our boys.
Yep.
Someone find a way to send me a Kalopsya shirt to South Carolina, SC. I
Yeah,
will
we'll
rock
figure
that
it out.
around the area.
Done.
Yeah,
And
we'll figure it
Horizons-
out.
Done.
Horizons is still my favorite Parkway Drive.
There'll be a
album.
Benjamin.
Who
in
said
there for you,
that?
Tyler.
That was Tyler.
Tyler is the man, and that makes him even more of the man. You're not
Yeah, no,
wrong.
Tyler-
Horizons is like
Tyler's
the best
such a
fucking
good
metalcore
dude,
album
bro.
of all
Eric
time.
Fontaine started this bitch out too, by the way, from Fragged Out. He's been in here talking man.
Eric's the man. too.
Eric's
Eric's the man, too.
He says something about somebody owes him a kissy kiss. I don't know.
No, it's me.
He's one of my favorite entertainers that we've came across.
He's one of the
in
best
entire scene,
frontmen
man.
in
Incredible frontman.
Minnesota.
Sometimes he does terrify me, but that's mostly because he's like hanging off of something way above
Hanging
the
from
ground.
a rafter,
doing
trying to
a
do
front
vocals
flip
still.
onto
like-
the floor.
Or walking into the porta potty and like sticking toilet paper to his shoe and then coming out and doing the whole set.
That's hilarious.
Just the
dude.
man, dude.
That's good stuff, man.
Fucking man.
But yeah, super cool guy, man. Those guys were super fun to have on the podcast.
Yeah, they're fucking
man.
rad.
Dude, Fragged is
super
so cool.
super supportive too, man. Eric, I think he's been on a couple of the last shows just talking trash in the chat. So
Love it.
I appreciate it very much. Let me see here. I wanted to kind of where did you guys record and engineer Servant of the Void?
I think we should take a quick second. What's your background? How about you tell us what your background
What
is?
do you mean as far as
Like, who have you played with?
Yeah, turn that question back on you. What are your influences? What got you to where you are?
I have been playing in this music scene since like 88, 89. I started in a thrash band called Lobotomy back in the day when I was real young back then, and it was horrible. And then I started a death metal band called Necromus that I played with all the way into 95. I took a few years break, and then I started a band called Sublevel and played with Sublevel and did a bunch of touring and festivals and all that other shit. That was we almost got signed with those guys. We knew a bunch of different people and blah 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 blah. And then I went back to the Necromus project and did that for another couple years, and then was kind of released from that project. We started that thing together when we were young, just heavy old school death type shit. And then I started a band called Outside the Murder, and I played for I think it was 12 years I think with that band. And I just kind of fell out of it, man. You know what I mean? It's I did a lot of shit. I did a lot of cool stuff, but I was the band dad. You know what I mean? I was always the guy handling everything. So it was like booking shows, and I wasn't. I helped write the music as well. It wasn't like I wasn't part of it. And then I started doing the podcast. You know what I mean? It was one of those things that I started doing at the tail end of Outside the Murder, because when I started, there was the Root of All Evil, Earl Root. There was
Yeah, I remember seeing
Don
that.
Decker, and there was promoters that you could touch, and we were talking about that before we went on air. Is that there were a lot of opportunities back in the day where you could play with some. I played with Cannibal Corpse, Deicide, Morbid Angel, Unleashed, Grave, fucking Entombed. I've played with Carcass. I mean, there's my Carcass ticket right
Yeah,
there
yeah.
from
That's
1994.
awesome.
I just
Sick,
found
dude.
a friend of mine just posted a bunch of fucking shows that I played with. I don't have them on this computer. It's on the computer over there, but crazy shit. When I was, again, I told you guys I played First Avenue main stage, my teens, my 20s, my 30s, and 40s. That's a huge thing.
Yeah, that's
because
incredible.
It's. I remember the first time I played that stage, getting down on my hands and knees and kissing the floor. And
Yeah.
we were teenagers, and the guys were like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I'm like, "Do you see the stars out there? It doesn't matter if it rubs off on my lips somewhere. It's probably bum piss in the back. But, that was my mindset back then. So
Magic juice.
it's kind of where I came from. This podcast is really to pay back what I feel like I owe in the music scene. Really,
That's really fucking cool.
It's
that's awesome.
Funny story. I went to buy a kayak with my wife this week, and I muscled this dude. I go, "Hey, is this kayak available?" He's like, "You're third in line." And I go, "Weird. I got a trailer, and I'm like 11 minutes away from you." And he's like, "Oh, well, I'll let you." And then he's like, "Fuck it, let's do it." So I go over there, right? And I don't know this guy. I know he's in Minneapolis and whatever. And I pull up, and the guy, "Hey, man, what's going on? I just got done watching a couple of your podcasts." And I was like, "What?" And he just looks at me and he hands me 2 CDs and he goes, "Hey, that's my band. It's not as heavy as the stuff that you." And I'm like, he goes, "But I figured you seem like a guy that likes music." And I was like, Yeah, I do. I love music.
Dude.
So we got in the car and I was like, I put a CD in, we listened to it all the way home. And then I got a hold of him. I'm like, "Dude, you guys want to do a podcast? Let's fucking set something up." So hopefully we get, and it's not even close to death metal or heavy.
What,
at
what
all.
was the band?
It's like indie rock, but it's
Okay.
really, really well done, dude. Like
Right
I
on.
heard Weezer in there. I heard it Nirvana style shit. I heard like a little bit of Cure Essence in there. I mean, he
Okay.
really had. It was all over the place, but it was well done, well produced. And they had 2 CDs. He handed the shit to me. And he's like,
fair
you just seem like a guy who likes music." And I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I am the guy that likes music." You know what I mean? So yeah,
fucking
man,
sick.
that's it. I've been a fan of music forever, and it's really about showcasing everybody else's stuff, man. You know, it's again, I've been really fortunate, lucky with the people that I played with, the people that I knew. We had lots of friends at the radio station for many years, so it was like we had, record labels talking to us. You know, we got to talk to management, and I had Monty Connor on the phone, and we almost signed a Roadrunner, and we almost did all this shit, we almost did that, and I mean, that's kind of where I come from, really.
Cool
That's fucking
background. man.
badass.
Yeah.
I'm glad I asked the question.
It's something that I always want to go back to and let people know, because there's a lot of years separating some of the projects that I see come through here, but I think rubbing elbows with younger cats and kind of throwing the ideas that I've heard from all these other bands that have come through here, maybe there's something people aren't doing, and you can learn from it, and creativity and like inspiration, man. I think it's really important to just keep it going, man, and give love to the girlfriends and the parents who allowed us to start playing our instruments at home or practice at their house, and you chase them out for a couple hours, like I was very fortunate to be involved with good musicians, and that, dude, I'm lucky. I'm just lucky. That's it. That's all I am. I'm super lucky. I'm fucking fortunate. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to have good people come through here, and I try to make it an experience for people, man. That's really what it is.
Well, you do a great job on
Yeah,
it.
Hey,
fucking
thanks, dude.
shout out to
I
Greg.
appreciate
Yeah,
it,
shout
man.
out Greg.
Thank you.
Dude, honestly, it's people like you that keep scenes like the one we have here in Minnesota alive. Like, without the people that are helping promote these bands that don't necessarily have all those things figured out yet,
Right.
and get to learn from someone like you who has had all those experiences,
Right.
like it's invaluable. Like
Sure.
that's something you just kind of learn from playing shows in general. Is just talking to the other bands and understanding what they've gone through or what the sound guy has experienced. It's so helpful from just trying to run a band perspective.
So I have a friend who plays in the band Vacant, and it's like a punk rock band, and these guys have been around for a long time, and one of the guys in that band, his son plays in a death metal band. It was a younger bunch, they're 17, 18-year-old kids, and he asked me to help him when they were just opening for Crowbar like the week before, So I'm like, how can I help him,
They need to help me.
But he said, I was booking at the Skyway for a little bit, and he's just like, "Hey, give him a show," So I gave him a show and did their CD release, and walking around to the parents and thanking the parents, and what I was able to see is not only kids that were my age when I got into it and hungrier and more talented, but I was able to say, hey, I'm going to introduce you to this guy, and this guy can help your band go a little bit further. Like, this is one of the bands you should be rubbing elbows with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's something that I love about, like, a band will come in and I'll say, hey, you kind of sound like this band. Have you guys played with them yet? No, we haven't played with them guys yet. You know,
Right.
I've done it the last like 4 podcasts, and Sledge was one of those bands that I think, you know, they have such a different style to them too, you know, and you know, I like to offer up the bands that have been on this show. Like, yeah, these guys will fit perfectly for this shit. You know what I mean? Somebody go, hey, I'm looking for a band. Well, what kind of band are you looking for? And then you see the bands, you go, oh, and I tag everybody in it. You know, and I just tagged you guys this week about something for the Tennessee Death Fest. Did you see that? I tagged you guys in that.
Is that on Instagram? That you would.
It was on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
It was on
Yeah,
Facebook.
I haven't seen that.
But I
haven't
tagged
seen
you guys, and it was you guys, Maul, Glutton for Punishment, the Indemnity Offensive, because I was listening to your guys' stuff earlier in the week.
Okay.
So it was fresh in my head, and I'm like, oh, these guys would be perfect for this shit. So I just threw your name in there. Beast Face is a band that I absolutely love as well around here.
Yeah, we
And
played with them last year. I
They're
think.
different.
Yeah.
They're just different. You know what I'm saying? And every time that I can throw their name out, I always do, because I just love their band. They're just
they're
just
sick.
fucking different, man. You know?
Chrome Coda. How different.
Yeah, Chrome
So we
Coda's
just played
sick.
a show this last weekend, and it was like heavy metal, and then they had a really cool palate cleanser moment during the show where this Chrome Coda band.
Yeah. I've
it's like
seen their name a couple times.
Yeah, it's like you'd probably be able to describe how they describe themselves.
They
It's
describe
like,
themselves as Purgatory's dance floor.
Oh, wow.
So it's like electronic music, but with live singing.
Yeah, kind of like 9 Inch Nails a little bit. Like, they were cool.
It was
very
a
cool.
really cool palate cleanser thing, but like the point is just like how unique they were compared to anything else I've seen over the 40 or whatever
you
shows
needed
we
it
played.
too, because they played after Inflict, and Inflict had maybe one of the coolest and craziest like performances I've ever seen in the local scene. They all wore Hawaiian shirts. They brought beach balls and pool noodles. They just started chucking them out into the crowd, and the crowd was going nuts. Like, it was a banging 30 minutes.
It's mayhem, dude.
Mayhem. And I just leaned to these guys. I was like, thank fucking Christ we're
Party
not
Cannon,
following
dude.
these
If you've
guys.
never seen the band
I've-
Party Cannon,
I've
Party
seen
Cannon
clips of those
and
guys.
fucking Poon Tickler. They do the same shit. Fucking elbow
name.
deep. Who else is the other? Eat the
yeah.
Turnbuckle. All those dudes are so much fun to watch, to play, dude.
It's fucking
That
awesome.
They're good shit,
Every
man.
last one of those.
And
rules.
if I can
That's
suggest
beautiful.
something, though, you guys should try to get on that Slam Dakota Festival, because it's a really good festival with a lot of great bands from all over the Midwest, and they're fucking people are always rubbing elbows. And like I said, it's just a good environment.
Yeah,
And,
when is that?
it's usually
I think
in
it just
July. Yep, it
happened.
just happened in July.
okay.
July 11th through the 12th, I think, or 11th.
I
through
think
the
it was
15th.
this past month. I don't remember the dates.
Yep, that's what it was. July
Yeah,
11th.
I
through
think
the
we
15th.
tried to get on that 2 years ago, but we weren't like very well established.
Yeah, we didn't have
were so
the
fresh.
following. Yeah.
Well, that's definitely a goal you guys should have. I mean, that's
It is, yeah.
a good festival to get your guys' name out there.
Absolutely.
When writing, is there a main person that contributes the lion's share of the efforts, or biggest influence? That would be you.
So that would be me. Generally, I'll sit in my apartment and I will write riffs, and then I'll arrange it to the best of my abilities to where I'm feeling good about it, and then I'll bring it to the group and be like, okay, what do you guys think?
And it's usually like, that's fucking awesome.
But like, you
9
know,
times out of 10.
obviously, like, I'm not trying to be like a dictator or anything.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm always like open to move stuff around, change stuff, and like everyone has to give their sign off before it's done.
Right.
All right, this is going to be a two-part question as well. Now, are you guys a digital passing band with ideas, or is it a in-person group kind of combo thing? Or
Kind of both. Like, I've definitely like played riffs at practice and be like, do you think this is an idea worth pursuing? And then like I've got, you know, I can record stuff at home and I'll demo out a song. Like generally I'll also I'll program out drums for it too, just to like make it feel like a song instead of you know, a stack of guitars.
Sure.
And then like, I don't know, like maybe like 40-50% of the drums or like if I write a cool drum part, it'll stay.
Yeah.
But like obviously like with the drum part and the bass parts, like, you know, I'm pretty flexible
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Like, and then once it's like done, I believe Sam will generally start like working on vocals after that.
Yeah. I usually wait until it's like kind of
Like finalized.
close to being done. That
Yeah.
way I'm not working on like a verse that completely gets changed
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, like once it's in that not final state, but maybe like the final state of a scratch track.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, okay, I can start working on this and we'll kind of chip away at it and see what happens, I guess.
Fucking A, dude. Since we got a little bit of a late start, I actually want to run to this second tune, and it is a video for Capture the Plague.
Yeah.
What a fucking great play on words that is.
I argued against it for a long time, and then I was like, all right, well,
It was a hill I was going to die on.
yeah.
That was a war of attrition for Sawyer. We were not letting that one go.
So you threw me off on the last one. I wanted to ask you who recorded the Servant of the Void, and then you asked me the question.
Yeah. We did.
Okay.
Yeah, we did all of it ourselves with the exception of the mastering, which Will helped us with.
Oh, nice. Marvelous.
Yes. Yep.
Marvelous. Nice. Will is the man.
Yeah, he is the
Absolutely.
man.
And it's great that he is willing to do stuff like that, man. And Will is such a helper monkey.
He's a
so
bastard
good
of the
at-
scene, just like I was kind of saying you are. I mean,
Yeah.
you're the kind of people that are like these sort of big figureheads that it's
Yeah.
like everybody kind of looks up to because you've been in the scene for so
Yeah,
long.
everyone says you got to talk to these guys.
Yeah.
You guys are those guys.
Oh, yeah.
Like you need to rub elbows with these guys. Yeah, like that's where you guys are at. You're the people that we're being told to talk to.
Well, that's
you know?
cool, man. I'm glad that I'm considered into that conversation. I know Will says that all the time. He'll call me like Papa Greg or something. He's always calling me that shit because we've been around for so damn long. But yeah, he's just a wonderful dude, man.
He
Such
really
a
Yep,
is.
I've only had good interactions with Will. He's the
kind, loving
shit.
dude, man, and just a gearhead, and he's just
Total gearhead. Yeah.
it's a cool cat. Now here's one for you. Is there an anti-religion thing going with the band, or cautionary tale of don't let priests finger your butt with it for a snicker?
I'll never make that mistake again.
Don't ask me. I wrote the question down, and then I was like, okay, this is a really stupid question. Or is it a cautionary tale?
Did ChatGPT write that for you?
I had to, dude. I fucking had to. That was great. It was like, it just popped in my head. So,
That's
or is
funny.
it like priests touching butts?
I wouldn't say anti-religion. I would say the first EP had a bit more of that. This album itself is more of the internal battle, like of your
Paradoxical.
just like if you look at the actual EP cover, the head is split down the middle, and there's actually like a war happening.
Oh, they
in
can
the
see
brain.
it. They can see it. I got two of them on the screen.
Hell
right
yeah!
now.
So yeah, it's basically just like the constant, ongoing battle of just mentally. Some days are awesome, some days sucks. Some days are both, and just having to like get through that. And so Capture the Plague is kind of a play on like the bad side winning.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, let's take a listen. Folks, we're going to listen to this fucking tune, and then you're going to listen to it and love it, and you're going to stick around and talk to us some more. So take a listen. Yeah, mama. Oh, shit. What do you know? If I don't change this, we're going to have troubles here and stop this because you're going to hear things that you shouldn't. See how that works? It's professionalism at its finest. Welcome back to the podcast. Let me see here. Well, let's talk about those shows you got coming up here. Not the Lowbrow Saints thing, but tomorrow you guys have a show, right?
Yep.
That's with Sing Agony's EP release show. Let me see here. That is in St. Cloud at the Keller Bar. Looks like doors are at 8 p.m. Music's at 9. Kalopsya, Scalera, and Accepting Fate. 21 plus $5 cover. Again, it's at 9 p.m. That's in St. Cloud. That's 45 minutes from where I am right now. So you guys should go there and support these guys because that's some cool shit. Who recorded that video? Who did that video for you guys?
That was Chase at Northern Exposure. They do fucking awesome videos. He was so fucking cool about and so excited about our idea. He just like took what we had as an idea and watching him like bring it to life.
Yeah.
And like kind of asking a bit of a lot to be like, can you do this in post to make it look like, make us look more like zombies, make it look more like we got plagued. And the lighting was super sick. And he found the location for us too.
That's
fucking
awesome,
awesome.
Bro, that shot of Petey when he turns around zombified, I still want that as a poster.
Let me see here. You got another one at the end of the month at the red carpet again, huh? At the Keller Bar again with Pronoia. Pronoia, Grave Slave, Accepting Fate again.
Yep. Yeah, those guys are sick as well.
Nice.
We're approaching a residency there, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just like it worked out that way because, like, you know, we got asked to do the show tomorrow, and we're like, yeah, you know, Accepting Fate are our boys, Scalera are our boys. Scalera is also from the Mankato area.
Nice.
And then we got asked about the Pronoia Grave Slave show, and like we played with Pronoia in Rochester, and like those guys are super sick too. And so it's like, well, I mean, I don't want to turn down a show that sounds fun.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, man. Those are the two shows that I have, but you guys said that you guys are playing the Northern Wisconsin Metal Fest as well.
Yep. Playing that. We also have a show at Underground with the Black Punks.
Yeah. I don't know if there's a flyer for that. Is there?
There is as of like 2 days.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. They just got it
That's
out.
usually what happens. Hey, we're going to go on a show. Let me get a flyer to you 12 days later.
almost a month
let me see if I can
close.
find this lineup. Oh, there it is right there. And I will switch here again. I think, yeah, there we go. So that's the Northern Wisconsin Metal Fest, September 10th through the 12th at Wasco's Campground. That place is absolutely mayhem. Some sick bands on there, though. Always a really good time, too. And if you haven't had a chance to see Enmity Offensive, Red Vinter, both really good bands. And obviously, Kalopsya is killer, too. So let me ask you, what is that the Opeth O?
It's close.
It looks pretty fucking close.
Kind of, our old bassist, he made that logo for us, and I think he copped a little bit of theirs.
Yeah,
It's definitely close.
Yeah. Oh, but there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's a fantastic band to do something cool.
I think even when he brought it to us, he's like, I know it's a little Opeth, but it's
I mean,
sick,
it looks
right?
Yeah, it looks great.
And that's awesome. So, and you said you had one more show after that. What was that last one? You said it.
I think that's the Underground Music Cafe, correct?
No, it's the other Underground.
Club Underground?
Right?
No, he got it right. It's
Oh,
Underground
he got
Music
it right.
Cafe.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
in mid-August.
August
22nd,
22nd,
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of that's kind of a mixed bag.
Yeah, that'll
show,
be an
like,
interesting one.
That's
Some
they got
rap,
hip
some
hop,
metal.
some metal.
So the main act is the Black Punks, and they're out of the Tacoma, Washington area.
Oh, nice.
And the whole show has kind of got a little bit of a hip hop vibe, but they themselves, from what I've looked into at least and listened to a couple of their tracks, they've got like this cool like skater vibe to them a little
Nice.
bit too. So like they do hip hop,
always
but then they're
fun.
still like and stuff like that, and there's guitar riffs every once in a while, and so they're like, we want somebody to help like get that mosh pit energy up before we hit the stage, and so they wanted to look for a local metal band, and so we're like, oh, shit, if nothing else, it'll be a fun night no matter what.
Yeah,
Even if we don't fit in, it'll be a fun time.
We came to the conclusion of whether it goes bad or good, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a great story.
That's the best attitude to have anyway, and go in there with an optimistic approach to having a really good time.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
there's nothing
true.
wrong with that at all, man. man.
For sure.
Let me see here. We got there. When it comes to promotions, with like say with your EP when you released it, I was curious about promotion time. When it comes to that, do you guys do most of your promotions digitally? Do you do it like old school? Do you go to shows and flyer? Is it word of mouth? What is your main go to when it comes to that?
Send that to Bennett.
Yeah.
He's our young buck.
Yeah, so I go to school at Minnesota State University in Mankato,
Okay.
and my major is music industry. So along with mixing, because I've learned all that there, I got to mix our EP. But I kept pushing these guys. I was like, we got to make a content campaign because that's like the new meta
Yeah.
for promoting. And so they all like didn't want to do it. They all dragged
It's
their heels.
miserable.
Yeah.
Hey, I wasn't in the
expl-
band yet, okay?
explain-
You can't blame me.
Explain to me what that is, or explain to people what that would be like. What would entail that putting that together?
So what I've learned is like you like have this end goal that you're promoting towards.
Yeah.
So that was our EP.
Yeah.
And we coincidentally had the music video like the following week. So
Yep.
that was like our big moment. So I planned out like 3.5 months of just
like a
like
campaign
short
and
form
just putting it-
content.
Yeah,
just
just
like small
consistency.
videos, like little
Yeah, snippets, playthroughs,
clips,
everything. Yeah.
little goofy things,
Yeah.
like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Just like 2 to 3 times a week, and it's just that consistency that like
Like
builds
snapping the
momentum.
algorithm, like keeping it busy with what you're doing.
And it worked pretty well, honestly. So I was
And
pretty
you
happy.
know, this is what I do in these scenarios, man. When I think it's a great idea, I like to try to stop the conversation and point it out, because a lot of people will say, yeah, we do this, we do that, but they don't look at it in a strategic aspect of it all. You know, like what I've noticed in you know, from 2010 to 2012, 14, beyond that point, the singles, people dropping singles, people dropping lyric videos, people trying to make it apparent that you're, even if you're in the writing process, to drop stickers, to have things to give to people like that, to constantly keep in the mind's eye all the time. And I think when you have a bit of a strategy on it, you're gonna do much better with it. You know, like say, hey, and again, if you're not a fan of being on social media, because a lot of people are like, man, I'm so bogged down by it because it happens. You just get,
yeah,
you're taking a dump, you're doing this, you go somewhere doing this.
It's just like the furthest thing away from why we joined the
Yeah.
band. You know, it's like, but it is part of it. I think
Yeah.
that is why people, and I think it's a good strategy that people should start thinking about more. And I think local bands are doing it more. I think singles is the way to go, because
yeah, that's
if
what
you-
they tell us in school too, like singles and EPs.
If you're a
because it
local-
just keeps you going.
if you're a local band and you have like a peak moment and you're like, oh, that EP was sick, it's like, okay, we'll see you in 2 years.
Yeah,
like when we
exactly.
write our next one, it's like, we're not big enough to have like that long of a gap in between. It's like all of a sudden your monthly listeners drop down to 10, you know, at one point they were at 100 or 200, whatever it is. If you can release a single like once every 3 to 6 months, at least you're staying relevant and people aren't forgetting about you.
And
Exactly,
you what I think in that situation as well is like, you're not bogging yourself down to get caught in the cycle of, okay, we released the EP, we have these 4 or 5 songs, we're kind of writing a couple songs, but then we go and we get a show, or we get 5 shows in advance, and now we're doing the cycle where we go to practice, we play the songs, and we're done with the creativity. Right?
Yeah.
You don't get back into the cycle of creating until that cycle's done. You know what I mean? Like you're going, okay, we got to start pushing for new stuff. We're playing the same thing over and over again. You know?
Yeah.
Well, and also with singles, it's like you can put all your focus into that release.
Yeah.
Like
They
you can
don't
do
take-
you can do the video for that song as it goes. You can, promote it, make the single cover, whatever, and it's all on the one.
Yeah.
And then it's like on to the next one.
Yeah.
You know, like
And I've seen people coming through here recently that are using themes and like keeping the theme. Like this is a trickle of this next part of the theme of the story they're trying to do. I love it that they're taking the concept and stretching it longer to keep you more involved in the situation.
And you
Best
can
way to do
always
it.
go back and like put those songs onto an EP.
Yeah.
You know, which is probably the way to go.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
that's-
what kind of frustrates me, I mean, now that people are doing EPs is that they're not going back and putting them on like a full thing, you know, like,
Right.
okay, we had this EP. It's kind of, you know, you only make so many copies of it and you shuffle it along, like 2, 3, 4 EPs in one, and then slam it all into a full length and go, all right, so we have everything packaged and then re-release it. You know what I mean? Because that's a hell of an idea because you have it all in one spot. You did sell the ones like this, but when you have it all together, you know, each cover has a different color,
Yeah.
and they all come together. You
yeah.
got all 4. It makes a book, or you know, something silly
Sure.
like that.
I love,
Yeah, no,
I
that
love
was-
shit like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
that's one thing because I listen to a little bit of country. I know it's okay.
Oh.
It's okay. Don't get. But one thing they do that I've been noticing is they'll put out singles like a year or a couple years in advance, and then they'll put out the album
Yeah.
at the end that has those singles on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And it's like the build up and then boom, you know.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I think that's a really smart way to do
That's
it.
a pretty old.
is.
That's pretty an old tactic too, because that, you know, you're getting they pick it. You know, they hand pick it. They cherry pick the shit. It's the stuff they force down our throat. This
Right.
is the stuff I was with my buddy. I haven't seen him in years, and he's like that 35-year-old buddy that you've had forever that listens to every single bit of music, but he's also an engineer, so he like has these really weird ears. That's what we were talking about, is like appealing to different people, you know, all over the place. We were talking about country, we were talking about all the shit, but it's one of those conversations where you're like, you want to appeal to so many people in so many different areas of it, and you could take things from each genre and go, okay, we're gonna release this, single it out. They go on the radio, and he would always say the best songs are the ones that aren't on the fucking
For
radio.
sure.
Yep.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like the deepest tracks are like.
Yeah.
Perfect example is he played some Thin Lizzy shit that was on some BBC shit way back in the 70s or whatever. And I'm sitting there, I'm going, where did you find this? And he's like, you know me, I just like obscure shit. You know, we're sitting in this dude's studio going, whoa, man, you know, like crazy music experiences. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let me see here. Let me ask you this, kind of backtracking a little bit. With the inspirations, were there any local bands when you were starting out that you saw and were like, hey, this is an obtainable thing that I could do? Are there any bands that like stick out in your mind, like, oh, I saw X, Y, and Z, and they made me go, oh, I want to be in something. And
I saw a I don't know how to describe it. It was like a 2000s kind of emo punk band when I was really young called the Phoenix Philosophy, and that was a band where I was like, these are just guys, because you know you put musicians on pedestals.
Yeah.
It's like, well, these are just guys. I can do this too.
Yeah.
You know, kind of thing.
yeah,
I can't think of any like great examples of like local guys where I saw it and was like, I could do that. But I guess the start of my music, I was a drummer first,
yeah,
and I was like in a church band for like a year or two. I just remember watching the original like drummer of that church band and just being like, I could fucking do that. And so I got a drum kit and I took his job.
That's awesome.
But I got kicked out because I refused to wear like a suit and tie for first concert I ever played in my life on drums was at a grand opening of this church in front of like 600 people. I was like, I don't know if I'll ever even top that. Sucks that I started so hot.
I sing satanic death metal in a church one time, dude, next to a giant crucifix, dude. Jesus was right there. I'm on stage. Singing
That's metal as fuck.
Yeah, it is, dude.
I couldn't believe it because I still know people that were at that show. You know, it's like, do you remember playing death
You
metal
just
in the
turn
church?
and start singing to the fucking metal.
Take the cross.
we had a tune called "Decapitation of Christ," and I had to call it DOC because that's what everybody knew it by after that was DOC because I couldn't say it at the church. This one's called DOC, you know what I mean? And they were just like,
For those of you who know,
yeah.
know.
They're all going.
Wink, wink,
That,
nudge,
God,
nudge.
that statue's gonna fall on him. Just watch. You know?
As the show goes on, the rumbles just slowly turn the crowds upside down.
It's like that. What is it, Exorcist, where the dude just starts bleeding out of his eyes and shit. You know, I want to kind of throw this one out here. So I don't know if anybody who's watched the show or has heard me maybe talk about this. I used to do a cameo back in the day with a local band called Sound and Fury, which changed their name to Perfect Enemy after a while. And it was like they would play shows, and they'd see me in the crowd, and they say, "Hey, come up here and do that." They picked when they changed the band name to Perfect Enemy. They had a chick singer that was a local gal who would come up there and sing with them and do the same type of cameo stuff. And I remembered that they played with 30 Seconds to Mars at the Quest. Yeah. Okay, and after that show, that singer came up to me and he said, "Dude, I wanted to kick the shit out of Jared Leto." And I said, "Why's that?" And he said the girl that did the cameo with them was a huge Jared Leto fan at the time because of his acting and all that shit. Right. And he wasn't acting. He was focusing on 30 Seconds to Mars. And I brought this up on the podcast months ago talking about this exact shit. Well, if you guys have seen, he's been accused of sexual assault and all kinds of shit.
He started like a cult. By
10 different girls just recently. And it's a big thing. Just this week, the lady who made the documentary posted on social media, and I saw it. It had, if you have any stories about Jared Leto in this time frame, and it had a phone number. So I actually told a story about this girl who did the cameo with that band, and my friend brought her backstage to meet Jared Leto, and he was all coked out, and he jammed his hand down her pants and tried to like get with her, and she's married. And when he left the room and she came out of the room, she was crying and just upset,
what a fucking scumbag.
So my buddy wanted to beat the living shit out of the dude. So I always remembered that story. And I had brought it up on this podcast a couple times, and that popped up. And I took that number and I sent it to him. And I said, "Hey, dude, do you still know that chick?" And he goes, "Yeah." And within the hour, he said, "Dude, she's going to contact them people, and she's going to tell them the story that happened in Minneapolis at the Quest Club with Jared Leto and 30 Seconds to Mars." And I hope you see this, you pile of shit.
Yeah, what a fucking scumbag.
Yeah, fuck that. That's so fucking lame.
So that was the story.
Like, he had to do shit like that. Like, bro, you're already handsome. You're an actor. You're in a huge band. Like, you got to be a fucking shithead, really. Like, started a cult too.
There's like a chick in the documentary, because I was watching some stuff about it today. And she was saying that she was like 17 and he was 42.
Of course,
of course. How crazy that is, dude! That's so insane. But and I did want to point this out though. Some of the bands that we mentioned in the beginning of the podcast, and some of the greatest bands that we've ever listened to back in the day, their shit was 15, 16-year-old girls. Yeah. And if you look back at it, that was the thing those young chicks wanted to fuck those old guys. And that's what's crazy about that. And now, and I'm not sticking up or saying anything or any of that, because I think it's fucking disgusting. But you see guys like this that get away with that shit for many, many years. And, his publicist is like, he's never done this and that. And it's like, when you're at a local level like that, and the guy springboards into this massive thing with 30 Seconds to Mars,
they're not even that good.
No, it's crazy.
They have like the one song everybody knows.
The Kill.
Yeah, and that's about it.
Yeah, it's just funny, dude. You ever see that Drumeo thing where Chad Smith from the Chili Peppers plays it one time, and they go, "You want to do it again?" He's like,
"Nah,
I'm good. I don't think I want to. I think I want to play that." But I got to see that his brother, when they watched it again, he's playing he's like, you could see his face when he said that. He was like. He went and did a Chili Peppers video and did it in one take and was like, all right, he tried to play it off like he did.
Okay.
So Anyway, that was the deal with that. I wanted to throw that out there because I thought it was absolutely ridiculous. Jared Leto the best thing about Jared Leto was Fight Club when he got his face beat in.
Yes.
Absolutely,
no doubt.
But they did point out though that he was Skeletor in the He-Man movie and that he didn't promote for it. Through the whole cycle, if you've seen it, it like went to theaters and now it's already out on fucking. You can rent it, and he did not promote it at all. But when they were doing that Tron shit, when they were rebooting Tron, last Tron, I was like, why would they do that to him? Because it started popping up right around when he did that Morbius movie, the vampire
dog shit vampire movie.
Hey, let's give him a shout out for being the world's worst Joker of all.
Oh my God, yeah, dude. I second that.
Yeah, was horrible.
The Joker's not supposed to be fucking sexy with his t-shirt off. What is this fucking bullshit?
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. Who was? Let me see here. Let me see.
Before we get too far away from the
go
local
ahead.
band thing,
Yeah.
actually, I did have 3 that I thought of.
Okay.
Because we did have the What's Up Lounge that we mentioned earlier, and that was kind of like my first introduction to
Yeah.
local music and
Yeah.
all that. And Discord was one.
Yeah.
Scream Mechanical Brain came through a bunch of
Yeah.
times, and we always loved going and seeing them. And then
Yeah.
Black Flood Diesel, I would
Yeah.
say, were like the 3 main bands that I like got accustomed to in
For
high
sure.
school, and was like,
Yep.
yeah, this is pretty fucking cool. I want to be a part of something like this
Johnny and
someday.
SMB, man, they were so much fun to play with all the time because they were just zany and
They
on a
were.
hand, dude. They were so much. I always considered just circus music, dude. It's like fucking heavy circus music, you know.
That's fucking sweet.
It really did sound like, you know.
The show antics of Inflict,
Yeah.
but with the music that matches the antics.
Yeah, sure.
Like it's
makes
just
sense.
goofy, weird, out of nowhere music. John, I still follow him just because he's such an interesting guy.
Yeah,
Like
he really is.
And then he was in Blue Felix for a while too, if I recall correctly. He's
My
just an
Zero.
interesting character.
Yeah, he's a good dude. We've done some podcasts together. He's a fun guy, man. He's doing that. What is it? I can't remember it now. They were just on here. Oh shit, I'll have to look it up. But yeah, John's good shit. Good people, man. Yeah, thanks for bouncing back. to that.
I
appreciate
didn't want to let
that.
it go. Those guys deserve a shout out. I mean,
I-
SMB was probably the main one. Discord, one of my best friends, his uncle was the vocalist. So like that's kind of what started the whole
Zimmy?
thing.
Is
Yeah,
that Zimmy?
Zimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
We
good shit.
got going out there.
Madam
to see
Drivers
him.
is a new
Yeah.
project,
Yep,
right?
that's the
Madam
current
Driver.
one. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what got us out. We just started going seeing Discord back in the day, and then but via him, he's like, "You guys should check out these Scream Mechanical
Yeah.
Brain guys." So naturally, we did, and it's the most zany show. I swear to God.
He used to
and
book
being
us
like
quite a bit, man.
and being
Yeah.
16 and seeing that, I mean, it just it tickles you in the weirdest of ways,
Yeah,
man.
dude. It's fun,
because you
man.
know you're a part of something that's like not okay. Like most people aren't gonna be comfortable here, and something about that was so appealing to me. I loved it. They're just so fucking weird, and they wanted you to get a
being
little
themselves,
uncomfortable, but
yeah.
they were having fun with it. It was just cool, man.
Dude, they would heckle us all the time. You know that when we played with them, you know, Johnny go up there and he'd just be like, it's like, if you want that, you're listening to the wrong shit. And he'd make fun of us all the time, and I would just be like, "Fuck you, you dickhead." You know?
See what you like.
But he, you know, he's like, "I'm just having fun, man. I'm just having fun." You know, John. He's just silly, dude. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
He's so. He will make fun of you and you'll have fun doing it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
That's great. What's great about John, you know, his unlit cigarette. Sitting around. He's like the essence of cool, dude. You
Yeah,
know what
he
I'm
is.
saying?
Yes,
you
he
see that
is.
fucking guy's got his shirt way down here, you know, his fucking smoke colored glasses and slick back hair, dude.
Can't think of the fucking guy's name. The Johnny Depp movie where Vegas.
Oh,
Fear
Hunter S.
Loathing.
Hunter
That-
S.
yes.
Thompson,
He
yeah.
kind of gives me Hunter S. Thompson vibes, and just like the way he's so like aloof.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. He's not like as crazy with the drugs and alcohol, thankfully, so he's not gonna die in the next 5 years. But he still has that like absurdist personality,
The last time
man.
I saw him, he goes, I've been doing ketamine therapy. he
Yes,
said.
yeah.
I go, really? And he's like, yeah, man, it's amazing. And then the next time I saw him, he was like, hey, you want a bump? And I'm like, no, I'm good, dude. He's just fun, man.
He
He's
is.
just a fucking blast. He doesn't give a shit, but he always keeps it on the rails. I've known him forever, and it's like he always keeps it on the rails. You know what I mean? Like a glass of whiskey and a fucking non-lit cigarette.
Yep.
You know, he's just a good time. John's good shit, man. I love the shit out of that dude. Let me ask you this: what's the right amount of booking for you guys as you're kind of easing into this whole thing? What is a good monthly booking? Do you guys like to do once a month, twice a month? Do you like to spread it out?
it's changed. The first year we really played shows, like 3 years ago, it was kind of just take everything.
Yeah.
And when not a lot was offered
Yeah.
at first, made a lot of really good connections, made a lot of really good friends. And then last year was a take everything year again,
Yeah.
and we were fucking slammed.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking 3 times a month, 4 times a month, like every weekend, basically,
Yeah.
Weekend Warriors. And it was awesome.
Were you taking it out of the city though?
Yeah, we were.
That's like the key, and I think a lot of people don't realize that is it's important to get a circle going. You know, you
Yeah.
guys are down south. You know, you got to come up to the cities.
That's
you know?
all we do, really.
Yeah.
We play no shows. We've only played 1 show down south.
Yeah.
It's all been in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Last year
Except
it was
for
St.
Rochester.
Cloud.
yeah. Well,
St.
that's what I was gonna say. Is like we have recently really tried to make that like a mantra. Like we need to play elsewhere. Last year we probably played 90% of our shows in Minneapolis, 85.
We played in St. Cloud a good amount
True.
too.
St. Cloud, and then we had 2 shows in Wisconsin, and that was pretty much it. Like out of Minnesota was the River City Slam.
Yep.
And then the show in Portage.
Oh, yep.
At Studio 301. But this year, I think we came into it with a different approach. I don't know. We haven't talked about it. I don't know how we're going to approach it next year. But this year was like, we're in a fortunate position to maybe be a little pickier on the shows. Like maybe not taking those Thursday night shows at a bar with 4 people. It's like, those shows can be fun and they can surprise you. You're like, holy shit, I thought there was going to be 5 people here and there's 50 or whatever. But this year we've been kind of trying to take the bigger shows and you know, just kind of giving ourselves like the best opportunity without burning ourselves out. But I don't know. We'll see what happens next year. Part of me somewhat misses like the every weekend stuff.
The grind.
We do like to play live as well.
And when you're playing live that much, we kind of got to the point where it's like, we're playing so much, like we don't really need to meet for practices on Thursday. We all are good about practicing on our own. And it's like, we just played last weekend. We're playing again this weekend. Just practice by yourself a couple times at home to the set and just show up and rip it. Like, I love that. It can be a bit taxing and expensive when you're like getting hotel rooms or paying gas every weekend or whatever it is.
$4.17 a fucking gallon.
No
for God's
shit.
sakes.
Tell me
Shit's
about
been
it, dude.
crazy,
I
dude.
drive a shitty van.
Well, you
7
know.
miles to the
Can't
gas.
get McDonald's for less than $15 anymore.
Here's the thing, though, too, man. You know, it's important to group together because I know a lot of people these days, man. Everybody wants to drive separately and not run as a group. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we're so spread out, it gets a little harder. I
Yeah.
mean, these 3
sure.
kind of group up
Yeah.
a lot, but like me and Bennett are in the city. So
And Bennett has no room for
yeah,
anyone.
he's the drummer, so I ain't fitting in there.
Yeah, that's
We really want to get a band vehicle here in the next couple of years. Next year, maybe we're right now in the process of buying a pretty solid IEM rig, which is going to be expensive as fuck.
Yeah, that's
It's
gonna
going to
hurt.
be sick, though.
But
It's going to be
It's
sick.
gonna be sick.
I've heard nothing but good things from a lot of people that have come in and been talking about that a lot. There's still people out there that are like, I will not fucking wear it. They keep one plug out so they get the ambient
That'll
sound.
be me.
But I get it. You know, I mean, it's not everybody's cup of tea, man. But it's so well worth it if you're.
I need to hear myself. 70% of the shows we play, I can't hear myself. Like I'm just going off the wedges.
But
you know?
and that's the thing too. You know, if you want to have strong vocals and keep your voice strong, and you're doing multiple shows in a row, it's a huge thing to do that. I've gone out on just weekend dates, and by the end of it, I'm just beat to death. You know what I mean, can't sing for shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Luckily, I'm like, last year was like my big test of like, you know, some days we're playing back-to-back shows, Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday, whatever it is. And that was like, well, we'll see how this goes. Like, I know I'm doing it like the technical way. I know I'm doing it the right way. That's not going to blow my voice out, but you're still like using those muscles. That's the big thing for me. My throat muscles will be sore, not my actual voice.
Right.
And I thought it went pretty well. And I think like if you manage it, like it does suck because sometimes it feels like a fucking second job to take care of your voice. Where you're like, now I got to drink my fucking tea or like drink a bunch of water before. And honestly, I've kind of stopped doing that a little bit. Where I'm just like, fuck it. I like let's just send it. Like sometimes the days I warm up and drink tea, it's like I'm not even seeing a difference on the days that I drink beer and don't warm up.
Right.
So it's like, why?
It's the tail end of it which is what sucks. It's like, I don't feel that, and then all of a sudden you're going, oh, I'm not hitting that note right.
Yeah, right. Luckily, I don't sing really at all, so I can kind of butcher a little bit of a harsh vocal, and it's not like the end of the world. But even then, if I listen to it back, it's hard to listen to.
So this is a conversation, man, that a band actually recently kind of shied away when it comes to now. Money when it comes to booking a show, is that a conversation that you guys like to have? Do you like to book shows where you're kind of in charge of it, or do you set up the bill to where you're taking care of it, or is it one of those things that it's not really a concern for you? Or this is why I ask. The conversation that I had with a band previously was, I think it's very important to speak to your peers and the people that are asking you to be on those shows. Why are we here? What are we coming for? Am I going to be the band that's going to bring people and make the point of when my band's done, my people leave with me? I don't like that. I like it for one reason because it shows all the other bands who brought the people, but also it kind of pulls away from the show itself
I agree.
to get the vibe.
Yeah.
But here's the thing is that it really does prove something to all those other bands. And that's kind of where you put yourself in the bill and where people will see you and put you in the bill.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, it's like very important to have those conversations. And as you're coming up, you start thinking about guarantees and bands that, they're 5 to 10 years into it and they're asking for guarantees, I had never left my studio for anything less than $100, right? And that's for 5 guys. And that isn't for any of us to take maybe some gas money, maybe some hotel money, but it normally went back for recording, for studio rent, that type of thing. How do you guys feel about that conversation and how do you approach it?
We're very open about, like, we talk about everything, right? It's like a unanimous decision every time, or it comes down to like a vote if there's like a big separation of thought. But like, money is never what we're concerned about. We're never, if we're offered a show that we think is a good opportunity, a lot of times we don't even know what we're going to make because we don't care. We want the exposure.
Yeah.
And we've never, ever once split the money up afterwards and taken it home. It goes directly into the band envelope at Petey's house. And we're just like saving that for if we do get a bus or if we do get.
Now this is where I jumped in and kind of jumped on the people that were saying the exact same thing you were saying. Because it's true. You don't want to do this. You want to keep this fun. It's not supposed to be a business, right?
Right.
But here's the thing: gas money, hotels, studio rent, recording, everything costs something. And that's why I would say I wouldn't leave my studio for less than $100. So if I'm talking to somebody and you don't give me more $100 or more, again, you have to pull your weight. That's what I'm saying when it comes to that stuff. You have to be able to say, yes, I can bring 20, 30, 40, 50 people in a shot. Yes, I can sell 50 tickets right off the bat. Yes, I can, come back for more shit. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. It's like, it's very important to know what your worth is as well. Because you're going to say a door split with X, Y, and Z bands. Some are going to draw better than others. It's not always going to be consistent, but it should be something. That's what I'm saying. It's not going, hey, I want $200 or I'm not. It's being realistic with your capabilities and what you're doing. And fuck, man, it's 95 degrees out. You got to carry your shit. If you're going to the What's Up, you're going up them fucking stairs. You know
Never
what I'm
had to
saying?
do it.
Well, and then they started like forklifting it up there after a while, But that's what I'm saying, I get what you guys are saying. I totally agree with that 100%. No metal musician is in it for the money at all.
Yeah.
But that gear is not cheap, and recording's not cheap, and being able to replace the shit that you really need when you need it is really important. And I think a lot of bands shy away from it because it's one of them things kind of taboo that you don't want to be that guy and go, hey man, what do we make it out of this? But it's important to say, hey, are we splitting the door evenly, or is it going to be like we have one band from out of town? I've always given the guys out of town just $50 more or something, but I always cleared it with everybody else. Like, hey man, these guys came a little bit further. You guys are from Mankato, that kind of south. I would be like, these guys are going to get a little bit extra. That's how I think. That's the old school mentality of it, But don't shy away from it, man.
Right.
It's a conversation that you should have, and it should never be an argument, because you should just say to them, you're not planning on making any money out of it, because we all are. If you're charging 12 and 15, again, this is another thing I was going to bring up too, is like the ridiculous amount of money that people are charging for local shows these days. It blows me away. Anything above $10 is like, holy shit. Now it's like 12 and 15, 15 and 20. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I just paid $25 for a show at Zoa like last weekend.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's a trip. And granted, I shouldn't be shitting on anybody because I want people to go to shows. I think that it's very important. If you respect or Minnesota has so many goddamn talented musicians in it. You know what I'm saying?
It's a
Absolutely.
plethora.
1,000%.
And you know, listen to this show. You listen to the Roar of the Underground, the Root of All Evil. You know, there's a handful. The Minnesota Music Note. There's John's Stunner Magnuson with the Stunner Stage. I mean, there's a ton of guys out there that are showcasing talent around us. You know what I mean? It's really important to fucking. Everybody always says, "Hey, we feel like we're separated. We're not as a community working together." It's contradictory because I have so many young bands come in here and they say, "Oh, Giant's Knife and Inflict and all these band names come. You know, everybody's cool and hanging out with each other." That's what it's about.
That's
man.
my favorite part.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's the coolest shit.
Yeah.
And again, it's not about the money, but it should
It's
have
not.
a point
I
in
see
it
what
a
you're
little
saying.
bit. You know what I mean?
No,
Just
it's definitely a part of it, and you know, it's not something we are going to shy away
Sure.
from. It's
Yeah.
just, you know, it's not always like the first thing on our
for sure,
mind, you know?
absolutely, man, absolutely. And you know, people take it the wrong way too. You know,
Oh, yeah.
I'm definitely not saying, you know, you should be, you know, let's write out a contract by any means, but you know your worth and know that you're,
Yeah.
you know. Again, I like when you're thinking about, you know, backing off a little bit, but you know, you love the grind of playing all the time too. When you get into that grind and people start to know who you are and like being selective, you start to let the scene kind of their hunger for it. If you
Yes.
keep dropping singles and doing cool ass videos like that, you're gonna have people interested and they want to keep coming back.
And
you
if you're
know?
playing in Minneapolis 4 weekends in a row,
Yeah.
why would they come see you all 4 weekends? You know, man, I took a rip of my vape and I'm still trying to
I
catch my breath.
I kind of shit on bands that do the whole calendar thing because I think that way too. It's like, you know, you're a busy guy and you want to go see your friend's band, but they just released 4 different shows. Well, the first one you're going to go, I can't make that one. My kid's got basketball practice.
Right,
Then, I'll go to the next one. And then you're like, oh, wife said I can't go. She's got the period, you know, this, whatever. And then, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's like, you know, I wanted to drink with my buddies by the bonfire and now they got one more show left. You know, what is the
Yep.
next excuse to get out of it?
Yeah.
It doesn't make it doesn't
becomes
make
habitual.
it special. Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't make it special for them to
Let me ask you this. What do you think about, I'm not dropping any names here, but what do you think about bands that will not let you play on a show because you just played in that area like 3 weeks prior?
I think that is a very smart business plan, and the reason I say this is because there's so much oversaturation. I just watched this the other day. I watched a band that I knew that was about to drop a show, right? And they said, we want to play this show, which is 3 months out, okay? And they didn't release it because the band they jumped on the show with said, you can't play a show or release any kind of promotion, right?
Yeah.
That same band that told them that released a show that shit on the one that they were just saying not to. You know what I mean? It's a contradictory thing.
Yeah.
It's good in a point. If you're in a market, if you're playing in Minneapolis and you're playing 3 weeks apart, you're not doing it justice for the venue. You're not putting yourself out
fair.
for the best thing for the venue. Because let's take it this way. Amsterdam, a perfect example. Now they're starting to do local bands when they didn't before.
Yeah, we just played there.
Because here's the thing: is like. They know you're not going to draw the way they want it to draw. They're trying to make it's a business. They want to fucking bring these people in.
They need to make money. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing: if you play 3 weeks apart, you know, in St. Paul and then play in Minneapolis 3 weeks later, again, it's just like the calendar. If I don't see you in St. Paul, I'll catch you in Minneapolis because I live over that way.
I think,
Right.
Sure.
I think
I-
it's just hard for bands because, like, when you're starting out, you know, you want to get your name out there.
That was gonna be
Absolutely.
my
and it's
point.
hard to flip that switch.
Sure.
That was going to be my
too.
point. Is like I see it both ways. I sometimes think, and I commend local bands that take it professional and
Yeah.
they're trying to do what the professional bands do.
Yeah.
Sometimes it rubs me the wrong way if it's like. Sometimes it's like, come on, man, we're local bands. Like, you're telling me I can only play in the cities once a summer, and it's got to be your show, like that.
No,
That's
I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that because here's the thing: you only have so many weekends in a year.
yeah,
Okay?
exactly. We don't
So-
play in the winter.
But
either.
here's what I do is the bands that I like. Say I'm in a collective, I'm in a studio space, and I've got X, Y, and Z band down the hall from me, and we're homies. We drink beers together. They come over and hang out in my studio. These are the bands that I won't book over. So if they've got a show on this Saturday, I'm not going to do a show on that Saturday unless it's fucking further away.
Right.
I try to push. I've always tried to, like, the guys I really show love for, the ones that play with us, the ones that are grinding like we are, I never tried to block them from any way or like play against them in any way, which is absolutely difficult. It is impossible. You know, so especially when you're coming up, you want to take everything because you want to get your name out there. And this is what I tell people, like, don't be in a hurry to be the headliner. What's the fucking point?
Yeah,
It's way better playing in the middle.
Yeah.
That's what it is now.
Headlining kind of sucks
It's the
sometimes.
it's the matinee. This is the thing, though. Take that first spot and beat the living shit out of it. What you should do at that first spot is make everybody behind you have to lift that bar one more notch.
That's our goal every show.
Every show.
Every show, that's what we try to do.
That's-
And
that's
as
what it
someone
should be.
who's played in a band after these guys, they do that.
We want people to come up to us afterwards and say, like, fuck, man, I don't want to follow that. And it's happened a few times, and it's like, good. I don't want you to, like, you're going to have to... You're going to have to fucking ramp it up a notch. Like, let's go. It's all about putting together a good fucking show. We're never trying to, like, show anyone up or be like, fuck you. But it is kind of like we just set the tone, follow it, let's fucking go. Like, we're putting together the best show we possibly can.
I look at it as like we're all animals, right?
Yeah.
You want to show, guys want to flex as much as they can. It's not about wiener measuring and all that shit, you know. But it is one of those things. If you use it properly, it will inspire you to do great fucking things. If you watch somebody and go, wow, they're really bringing it. And then you think, what can I do in my set? And you're not biting what they're doing. You're doing your own shit. You know what I mean?
It's like a healthy competitiveness where it's like.
It really is, man.
Yeah, and I think that's what drives a lot of us is like, one, being competitive with yourself and being like, I need to be better than I was before and holding yourself accountable and practicing, making sure that you're not going to embarrass not just yourself, but your bandmates as well.
I never made it like about a certain band or a certain person. There are people that made it that way, and of course I took it that way because you're very competitive. I played sports. I did all that shit. I used to say this. I'm so competitive, it's poisonous. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, fuck you in your face, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, that's the way it is.
I'm toxic with that
well,
shit.
yeah, super toxic, man. I'm putting the controller in your face, dude. You know? My daughter used to hate it, and then she started doing it to me, and I'm like, okay, take it easy. You know, take it easy. You know?
Yeah.
But
Man, that show at the Amsterdam this last weekend, I think that did that for all of us. I mean, yes, we put on a great show. We did our thing, but like every band that night was just incredible. It just kept getting better and better. And it was just, I think we all felt that inspiration of like, this is that next echelon. We got to try to like do this or be above this now.
Also, there was like a little bit of pride in that because it's like we started that show and it's like we were the spear tip and it just kept fucking going.
You know, that's another thing that I'd like to point out too. You know, that there is nothing in the world better than being that first band and kicking ass and then watching the bar rise and everybody's having fun, but looking at the other band's faces when they come down and you're like, you're feeling it right now. I know where you're at. You're cheersing. Everybody's happy. The room is filled with, you know, that vibe, man. It's a great feeling. Young folks, if you're thinking about getting in a band, this is the essence of what it is all about right there, man, is, you know, being in that room, hearing that spark of a new idea, sussing it out and forming it into this fucking, you know, sick club that you bash somebody's ears in with. You know what I mean? You know?
That shit gets me
steak
fired
face.
up.
Yeah, it really does, man. I you know, it's like the Highlander, you know, the quickening. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, and like going into it, it's like, you know, if you're in the crowd and you're watching the band before you, it's like whatever you got going on, you know, whatever aches and pains, whatever bullshit's going on, it's like, fuck all that. I'm gonna go up there and kill it. You know. I just love that feeling.
Performers, man, they really, you know how to. I mean, it's really tapping into those things that you love about music, man. Closing your eyes and, you know, being in the moment, man. There's so many young musicians that I've talked to. Like I had a bass player one time. He was asking me like, what do you think that I could do like to get myself more presence? I was like, dude, do you know what that singer says? And he's like, yeah. And I go, you know when he screams a certain thing, right? Just look at the crowd and scream that shit with him. And I heard other
No
people
one in
go,
this band
"That
does
is
that."
so lame, dude." Yeah. But I've heard other people say that's so fucking lame, dude. Why would you? You know, because
Say that to Petey.
you know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like that, to me, that when you sync up with someone and you're like hitting a note and you're singing with the singer, and all of a sudden you're projecting it out to them, and they go, "Whoa, that's rad!" You know what I mean?
I
Everybody,
love when
I love that shit. That
I
calling.
fucking love when Petey does it because he said one of the first times like he started doing that a lot. He like came up to me after. He's like, I think I gotta like kind of hone that in a little bit. I think I was calling out too many lyrics. I was like, no,
No
weren't.
such thing.
What I love
No
that
such thing.
that me and him do that I started copying him on is our last song Veil. In the intro, he'll start doing the stomp.
Oh,
I
yeah.
call it the caveman stomp.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, oh, I'm fucking doing that with him.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I have the same thing in the last song when Petey and I do that last section of lyrics together, going over and like putting my arm around him and just like sharing a mic or whatever it is. It's almost like sometimes not all the time because it is hard to get into the headspace, but sometimes I do feel like when I'm locked in and I get on stage, I'm just like, I'm not thinking about anything. Like it's like I'm watching myself.
Dude, it's a vibration that you're feeling from the whole room, dude. You know that fucking.
And you're just like,
it's just fucking.
I feel like I can be kind of a bit of not a different person, but a bit of just like a let's fuck, just like yelling at the crowd, grab someone, just throw them into the pit, just like get super fucking angry. Even though I'm not angry, I'm having the best time of my life. But I just like being that fucking hype man where it's like, in the beginning, it's always kind of awkward to be be 5 people. You're like, you fucking spin that fucking shit, motherfucker. And there's fucking 5 people, and they're like, no. And you're like, okay, I'll spin this shit. Then you go,
No, that's me. I spin.
Yeah, you do.
But yeah, I fucking love the just like, everyone's on the same page. Like I'm being aggressive, but not in like a fucking crazy weird way. It's just like I'm trying to pass my energy to you. Your energy is being passed back to me, and we're just bouncing it off each other.
At the end of the day, we're musicians, but we're entertainers too. Like that's a big part of the live show element. You should be entertaining. Yes, your music should stand on its own, but like they're coming to see you now. And if you're not giving them something in addition to the music, then what reason do they have to show up in the first place?
It bummed me out when people would get so wasted they couldn't play. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
man, these people came to see you do what you do, and you're just wasting your talents. You know what I mean? It's just horrible
Come on,
to
man.
see.
Be a
your
professional.
Axl Rose, and
for
it's
sure.
45 minutes
and
later.
that might be the only time they come to see you because they see you that one time. They're like, those guys fucking suck. Their vocalist was wasted.
Dude, I saw Helmet when they did the they on their Meantime tour, and it was them in Living Color, and Living Color was like
Banger.
older dudes, you know what I mean, at the time.
Yeah.
And Helmet was like the last show was at the Avenue, and they played it, and it was the worst show I've ever seen. And they just stood there, and it was you could tell that the tour had just beat the living shit out of them. And dude, they were on tour for a long time on that album. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
But then I saw, in Living Color, and they just absolutely killed it. So it was kind of one of those things. I was there to see Helmet. I fell in love with fucking Living Color and had a great time anyway. So it was one of those things,
We played with a band once. Sorry.
I was gonna say, that's another thing I love about going to local shows. Like if you show up for one band, and you discover this other band, and it's like, I'm
who the
fucking,
fuck is
I'm like,
this?
I'm deep searching that catalog for the next week.
Well, dude, that's how this is. I mean, I like I said, I seen your guys' name around, quite a bit. Again, when you're pushing a cycle from the very beginning and you're playing out a whole bunch, I see flyers because I share flyers all the time. I share every flyer I see. If I don't see it, I've had people go, dude, how come you're not sharing my shit? I didn't see it. I would have fucking seen it. You know what I mean? I would have shared it.
You can only see so much.
Yeah, you can. And you know how your feed, they want you to pay for that shit. They want you to, they want you to have, if you want your feed with all your friends in it, you gotta, you gotta pay for it because
you're let you get it for free.
You're clicking all the fucking excess bullshit that, the conversation you were having with Tom at work about that toothbrush, and all of a sudden you're scrolling. It's like, I got 5 water picks. What the hell's going on?
Why is Becky yelling about Trump again? God damn it, get out of my feed. I'm tired of seeing this.
Oh God, that's funny, man. That's so true too, man.
Facebook is toxic as fuck.
It's so
Just a bunch of fucking grandmas and uncles and just everyone's pissed. They're just like, I just saw on Facebook today.
Yeah.
You hear about Kamala?
Yeah.
You're just like,
It's like,
it's
fuck
not true,
off.
or whatever. Whatever they share, it's just
Oh,
like,
dude.
Trump used to be a Russian spy, and you're just like, quit getting your information on Facebook.
no,
You could do
seriously,
you could do anything else.
AI will tell you everything.
Yeah, no,
Think about this conspiracy that I just found out on Facebook that had
those-
3 shares and 4 likes.
It's got to be true.
Yeah, those fucking chronically online people, man, I can't stand them. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, go outside and live a little.
I know.
Like,
Touch
come
grass.
on.
Well, I won't say any names, but there, like the guy finding the fraud. I can't remember his name. Nick Shirley.
Yeah,
or
Nick
whatever.
Shirley. Yeah.
I just liked his page, and there was actually a drummer locally who I made a post because all the shit with ICE was going on. I just said, hey, I hope my friends in Minneapolis are okay. Dude makes a snarky comment like, way to be strong for your community. And so being an adult, I send him a message and like, dude, what's a snarky comment? So earlier that day, I liked Nick Shirley's page just to like it, to see what happens with that dude. You weigh the conversations when you look at a situation. When it comes to anything in your life, if you're not an adult and you don't do that, you're not a fucking adult. So
I
when
agree,
you're
exactly.
texting someone to fucking, the guy sends me, I go, what's your deal? And he sends me the picture of me and my name that liked the Nick Shirley page. And he goes, what the fuck's this? And I go, are you serious? So I'm sitting there and he's just berating me. And I go, hold on now, let's slow down a little bit. Now I've helped support all your band shit. I've had you on this podcast. I've talked to you multiple times. We're friendly with each other. Before you get out of control and accusing me of a bunch of bullshit, think who you're talking to. Fuck you, man. I got fucking people in my neighborhood who are being persecuted for who they are. And I was just like, first of all, I'm 53 years old. And for you to contact me and tell me that I should not look at a situation and weigh the situation before I make my fucking decision, go fuck yourself. And I'm like, by the way, just find me the fuck off your Facebook, dude. I won't say his name, but
Couldn't agree more.
He's one of those cats that's been around, and he's a hell of a player, and it's really unfortunate that he's that brainwashed in life in general. If you have a different fucking opinion about anything in life, as long as you're not hurting anybody, you're not a racist piece of shit or anything like that, we can still be friends.
I agree, man.
absolutely.
You can still be friends with you.
1000%.
I hate to even say it, but like, it's such a fucking annoying part of being in the scene.
Yeah.
It's just so in your face all the time. Like,
Yeah.
let's talk about fucking politics at this fucking show. I'm going to spend 8 minutes preaching to you from stage about what I believe. And if you don't believe that, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that shit,
Here's
man.
something that really, like, it was right at the tail end of, I think, COVID. There was a show over in St. Paul, and I showed up there, and I was talking to a couple guys, and we're sitting at a booth, and we're having tacos, and we're just kind of talking. It was me and like 3 other band members, and we started talking about guns and violence with guns, and then the kid that got caught over in Wisconsin,
Kyle Rittenhouse.
right? So, if you know anything about guns and shooting guns, like, if someone's going to do something mass where they're going out and hurting people with artillery, like, they're going to do it in sporadic, not really, functioning shooting. They don't know how to take care of a firearm. If I'm making any fucking sense at all, they're not able to contain it. Okay.
Right.
Now this dude's being chased down. He got hit with some shit. We're having this conversation, and all I said was, I'm actually pretty surprised that this kid didn't shoot all of the people. He just shot the people that were fucking hitting him. Now, he had a gun that had maximum capacity, a lot of bullets in it. You know what I'm saying? He could have took out a lot of people, and he got hit with a skateboard, fell down, and he only shot the guys that were right on top of him. Now, if he was that crazed of a kid who went there to get in all of this trouble with all this firearms and shit, and he went there to hurt people, how did he stay in control of that firearm to keep only the ones that were attacking him in that situation? And in that conversation, I stopped and I looked around and I went, I better be careful what I say.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to get, shit on for it. And I that was just a point that I brought
You're
up.
just talking. Yeah.
But looking around, you know what I mean? Like I got to be careful what I say because people are going to take it out of context and make me a bad guy and say that I'm, pro gun and want to go hurt people. It's like, dude, get a grip, man.
Yeah.
Like, some people you can't even have the conversation anymore.
Right.
Like,
Right.
it's so frustrating.
I hate spiraling out of control with it, but it is something that we deal with on a regular basis.
I have one point to make on that too. Like I think like back in the day, it was cool when politics were like part of the lyrics and part of the music because we weren't so inundated with politics 24/7.
Right.
Everyone's on their phone. Everyone knows about everything that's going on. For me, it's like I don't want to go to a show where it's like that's in my face more.
Yeah.
Like I'm here to have a good time.
I want less awareness right now.
Let's
Exactly.
yeah.
Right.
Let's just all like
For a few hours, can I not think about this?
like let's all
Like-
left, right, middle, whatever you are.
Yeah.
Let's all just get along in this environment. We all like this music. I love playing shows where everyone's just together.
Yeah.
They're all like having a good time, good vibes. There's no crowd killers. It's just like everyone's in there to just like watch music and have a good time.
Yeah.
I think something that will take me out of watching a band like that is when they start preaching to you.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The preachy shit, get over yourself, man. You're not better than anybody else.
You're not Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I do think that bands will. I mean, maybe not. I mean, what do I know? But I just think it's going in a different direction now, where it's like, make your messages with your songs and let them speak for themselves.
I agree.
Exactly.
I agree, man. I agree 100%. Where can people find your material? Where can they find your merch? What I know you guys play tomorrow. I'll actually pull those up really quick. Let me see those again. Do I got them up? Oh, there's your Wasco show. Here, we'll go there. Tomorrow you guys play with Sensing Agony, their EP release show, Kalopsya, Scalera, and Accepting Fate. Doors are at 8 p.m. Music at 9. That's at the Keller Bar tomorrow. That's the beginning of August right there. Jesus Christ, it's flying by. And then at the end of August, you guys are at the same venue. Pronoia and
they're sick.
Graveslave. I actually just booked those guys too because they were popping up on, again, like you guys.
Yeah, I've been seeing Graveslave's name around for a while.
Yeah, they've been around a long time. I've had them guys on there, but Pronoia was one of the bands that I had booked just recently because I've started to see.
Yeah, they were on that Intrinsic Giants Knife show in Rochester with us, and we're I think about to book another show with them out in Wisconsin in Superiors.
They're from Duluth.
They're sick.
They're very good.
Yeah, if you know like the band Currents, they are like a lot like Currents.
Nice.
They're very sick.
Well, that is, again, with Accepting Fate and 21 plus on that one, $5 cover, 9 p.m. I'm guessing it's probably doors at 8 again, and 9 p.m. showtime at the Keller Bar. So make sure you get out there. And then I'll go back to this one because that one is the September show, September 10th through the 12th. What day do you guys play? Do you know?
We play the Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's still killer. And are you guys staying for the whole weekend?
Yep.
Beware, that's going to be a blast. That's
Yeah.
super fun time, man.
I told the guys that like I don't normally drink at shows because I usually have to drive. I told them like since we're camping, I'll have some beers with you guys for the first time.
That's awesome, dude. That's so awesome.
I'm more hyped for that than
I swear. Known this guy for like 6-7 years now. Still haven't got to get drunk with a guy, so it should be fun. And it's on my birthday.
That's awesome.
We're basically going to be celebrating both of our birthdays roughly around that
I'm
time.
pretty sure
so-
the last
Now
time I
that's
played
a
that, I
serious
also
party.
had a bandmate who it was their 21st birthday.
Oh, Lord.
That's
That'll
a
get
tough
you in
place
some
to turn
trouble.
21.
Dude, that's
We're going to wake up in the woods.
really,
just, what
that's
the
really,
fuck?
dude, the last time I was there, I walked up the hill. Okay. So, here's the bar right there. There's the stage.
Yep.
Like off to the right, up on the hill, I walk up and I see a chick like this at the picnic table, and then a bunch of people, and they're all giggling and shit. And they go, "You fucking missed it." I said, "What's that?" She just butt chugged Jägermeister. And I went, what?
Right,
And
bro.
the dude goes, "Yeah, man, look at her." And she's fucking like this, and they go, yeah. The first time we flipped her over, right, and we put the bottle in her butt. Well, it cinches up, so it has no air, so it wouldn't let it go in. He goes, so he's like, he goes, so we just moved it to the side and stuck a straw in there, dude, and then it went in. And dude, I'm like, and I fucking missed it, man. Damn. And she
The
just
gathering of the
I was
jungle
gonna
over
say,
here stuff.
I didn't think I could be more excited to play this show. Now it's like if I see someone butt chug Yag, I'm fucking staying.
I'm
for-
going every year.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah,
dude.
bro.
It
That
happens.
bartender there, man, we had a good time last time I was there, bro.
And it's free beer for the bands, is what I heard.
That's
yeah.
that's crazy.
It's so
And it's in
dangerous.
Wisconsin, so it's
So dangerous.
fun.
But if I can recommend anything, if you're in day 2 when it's nice and hot out there, there is the Lake Necronomicon right next
Yes.
to it.
Oh yeah.
It's go by the boat launch because that's where we went swimming when we were like on day 2 hungover as shit. We all went swimming. It was like refreshing and like right back into rally mode. You know? So, just a little
Hot tips.
And
Yes,
just so
sir.
you know, the day after you play, so you're a little stiff, you get in that cold water, you're like, you're ready to drink beers.
I keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Lake
Yep.
Necrogoblicon.
I know that's what we called it from the very beginning too.
We're gonna live stream just us lost in the woods. Like, where the fuck is this lake?
Thanks a lot, Craig. Fucking asshole. You're
I'm
either
looking
that
for a
or-
drummer. 'cause
Either
we lost.
that or we have someone come up out of the water like Baywatch and be like, "This one's for you, Greg." Probably Petey. He's got the hair for
just
it.
it'll just be the Blair Witch. Everybody running around, fucking beers flying every which way. Hell yeah! So again, how can people get your material? Where can they hear it and reach it? And get your
Streaming
stuff?
wise, it's pretty much all the major spots. We do the DistroKid thing,
Nice.
so it's on your Apple Music and Spotify and all that shit. So
YouTube.
super easy to get that way. But if you are a real one and you want to buy it, of course we have a Bandcamp like any good band should.
Nice.
So check that out,
Yeah.
Kalopsya. Super easy to find. If you can spell our name, you can find our Bandcamp, and it's always appreciated. Any donations we get for our
Official.
Agreed.
It's official on Facebook. Make sure you do
Super
that.
official. Also, I would say, I like subscribe to our YouTube. I know that's super lame to say, but like we post a lot of fun videos on there that we maybe don't post elsewhere. Our YouTube is kind of where it's at. So
Yeah, hell yeah, man. YouTube is where it's at. Maybe make sure you like and subscribe all their stuff. Oh yeah, we're supposed to get the camo short count. Has anybody got camo shorts on? There's one. I got
sir.
camo shorts on.
Damn,
That's
I
two.
got regular black shorts.
That's two.
I usually rock.
That's
camos.
surprising. That's not
Fucking
three,
Jo-
honestly.
Johnny Hawk comes in last minute. Look at Johnny coming in with the camo coat. He did this like the last time too. He's like, "How many camo shorts?" And there's like one guy with it in here.
You tell him I usually rock camo
Yeah.
pants
Yeah.
and camo shorts.
My,
I'm sorry.
my stage outfit's got the camo shorts going.
Got it, dude.
Yes, sir.
I look like I'm just floating here in a t-shirt. Winnie the Pooh in this shit.
I'm John Cena from the waist down, baby.
You ain't wearing shorts.
Oh yeah, that's
Can't
hilarious.
see that.
All right, well, tell me what this last one's about. Some Divine Trader. Tell me what that was about.
This one's my favorite.
It's my favorite off the album.
Me too.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's all there is to say about it.
It's fucking
I'm really
good. There
proud
you
of
go.
the solo I wrote.
Yeah. Solo's sick. I mean, Sawyer sent it to us. It's like one of the first songs I like. I mean, all the songs he sends me, I'm like, fuck yeah, that's fucking sick. But it was like the first one I like heard bits of it, and I was just like, I got to get home right now. I want to
The
write to this
earworm.
right
Yeah, yeah,
now.
yeah.
Like I've got an idea already, and usually it's just me sitting there like, but I was just like clicked right away. It's just like the same thing as like the album. It's maybe like it's maybe the song that the lyrics like really portray what I wanted that album to kind of say with that good versus evil.
Right.
The Divine Trader, to me, you could take it as like divine as in like a god or whatnot, but I was thinking more of like divine as in like your consciousness, your brain,
Right.
and it constantly like betraying you.
Yep.
And there's like a line at the end of the song where it's like, I don't claim you anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you know, just kind of feeding off of
Conscience.
That. Yeah.
Killing conscience.
Yeah,
for sure, man.
exactly.
Yeah,
So-
because when we were talking about it earlier, man, being our own worst critic.
Yeah,
I don't
we
think
are.
there's anybody else that could be worse on ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
you could call me anything you want, man, and I'll go home and just be like, dude, why didn't you tie your shoe that day? Some stupid shit, you know?
Yeah,
You
this-
see that spot? Dude, perfect example. Fucking St. Patrick's Day one year, right? I was hanging out with this stylist, dude, for a long time, and she would cut my hair all the time. So she would be really meticulous about, hey, you got to come in and get your hair cut, right? Mm-hmm. So I missed a spot on my mustache. It was like a strip of hair like this long, but it was I could feel it. And out of all the people, the stylist walked up and goes, "You missed a spot." And I walked 6 blocks to get a fucking razor to shave that shit off because I was in the middle of a party and the stylist went, "You missed a spot." I was
It's like all I can think about now.
that's it. That's it. Some hot chick's gonna walk up to me and go, you know?
Look at this asshole.
Hey, she just like, you know, like, you're so hot.
No, that's who you want to take home to mama, right?
Yeah. Good woman. Oh, I wanted to say this. John Hawk just came up with a great fucking line right here. He goes, "I didn't know DXL has an army." He goes, "You guys are like General Fatten." Oh,
Shout
God,
out to John.
Hell
dude,
yeah.
he pops in and he will roast either the guests. Dude, he's offended people. He gets a hold of me and he's like, "Dude, I hope I didn't piss them dudes off." And I'm like, "Fuck them." It's hilarious, dude. You know,
You can't be getting offended.
He's just hilarious, dude. Thanks, Johnny. You're always
Listen, man,
a
I'll lose the shirt and do the truffle shuffle
there you
right
go.
now.
Let's go. It's happened. It's happened. Well, thank you guys for coming in and do this. I hope you had a great time.
We did.
Hell
When
yeah.
it comes to the next cycle, when you guys are ready to record again and put some stuff out, man, make sure I know. And if you got flyers, I'll definitely share them. Like I said,
Right on.
I'm
Thanks, Greg.
pushing for
Appreciate
everything.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely,
Appreciate you, man.
Absolutely, folks. Again, like and subscribe. Go check these guys out on YouTube too. Again, we played that the video on the second tune. Very cool video. Again, who shot that one?
Northern Exposure.
Awesome. If you're looking to get some done, hit those guys up. That was a very cool
Absolutely.
video. And we always love to push people's art and good shit like that. Again, their social media, Kalopsya Official on Facebook. Instagram is the same as well, I believe. Is your YouTube the same as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Like on all their stuff. Again, they're on all the streaming platforms. They have the Bandcamp. You can go get their merch there. Don't forget, I'll push these ones up again. They're playing tomorrow. They're also playing on the 29th. And then you go into September, and there you go with that one. Check them out between those shows. You're going to be in for a treat. These guys throw down. We got one more tune. We're going to do The Divine Trader. Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Thank you, man. It was
You
a
guys
blast.
have a fucking fantastic evening, y'all. Make sure I'm booked all the way into December, folks. So make sure you tune in Fridays. I'll be here, hopefully, as long as we're having fun. So we're going to be The Divine Trader. Peace out, y'all. Have a good night.
Fuck yeah.
Deuces.